Hello guys, can you hear me? Can someone please confirm? Okay guys, good evening. Are you all able to see the screen? Someone please tell me. Good evening all. Can someone quickly give me a recap of what we were doing in the previous class? What are the things we have covered? What did you do last week? So this is the notebook we were working with, right? Introduction to Python. So I'll go down and let us see. So we were talking about functions, right? Does anyone have any questions or doubts to begin with? No. We had covered loops and basics of functions. Okay. Loops, I think we did not cover while loops.
और लैपटॉप में करती हूँ ना मैं.
Did you guys practice the assignment that I had given, or the video, that reference video I had shared? Did any of you practice? Guys, please respond, yes or no. Okay, we were doing functions. Okay, so before that we were doing loops. So today we are going to talk about while loops, and then we will talk a little bit more about functions. Okay, and then we will start a little bit with oops today. Okay, so today's agenda is to cover all the pending topics and at least get an introduction to oops. We'll see how much oops we can cover today. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about while loop. Okay, I talked about for loop. Let me, and then we were talking about functions. Actually, I forgot to talk about while loops. So we'll take a quick detour and we will go to while loops. We'll talk while loops, do a little bit, couple of questions practice. Then we'll come back to functions. Okay, and I think we discussed about functions. We talked about what is defining a function, right? And we talked about user defined functions, and we talked about defining the function and calling the function. Is this clear? Is this concept clear to everyone? Writing functions, is everyone comfortable with it? Anyone having any doubts or questions? Guys, please tell me now. All right, so we'll move ahead, and let me take this and let me put it here. We also talked about examples of where functions were returning something and sometimes functions were not returning something, and we took a lot of examples of all those things. Okay, so okay, let me remove this, and we wrote some functions here, and we were talking about, I think, positional argument and keyword argument, and I explained all that. And then we were talking about lambda functions. Okay, and the next topic that is there, that is args and quarks, and we want to talk about higher order functions. So these things we want to talk, but before that I want to talk about while loops. Okay, so do you guys remember for loop? When we talked about for loop, I hope you can see the screen, all of you. Okay, so if you remember, when we talked about, 1 second, we talked about loops, right? Just give me 1 second. Okay, guys, so in terms of loops, we talked about two types of loops, if you remember. Sorry, in the beginning I talked about, I told you that there are going to be two types of loops. So the first type of loop was for loop. Okay, which we discussed, and we discussed in quite a bit of detail. The second type of loops is called while loops. Okay, so what is the difference between for loop and while loop? Okay, uh, so when we are using for loop, if you remember the syntax, what we used to do was, we are running a for loop with given number of counts, right? So if we are running a, for example, we are running a loop on maybe a list. We are saying list 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we are running a loop on this. So we are taking a variable, and the variable takes the first value, does some processing, then it goes to 2, then it is doing some processing, then it is going to 3, and then it is doing some processing, right? So we know how many number of times we want to iterate. And here also I gave you example that we can iterate, we can take the example of iterating on value, iterate on value, or we can iterate on index. And we took a lot of examples of these two, right? Now we are talking about one more type of loop, which is while loop. So mostly we are going to use while loop when we don't know the count, or the count of repetition. Okay, now what does this mean? We don't know the count of repetition. Sometimes we don't know how many times we want to run a loop. Okay, sometimes we know how many times we want to run a loop. For example, when we are running a loop on a list, we know that we are going to run it either uh, half of the list or complete list, and we know the length of the list, so we know that we are going to run it maybe 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times. But in while loops, sometimes we don't know. For example, when you are trying to set a password, or when you are trying to open your phone, okay, example, password on your phone, okay, you are entering a password, okay, and maybe usually in your phones you will have a system where if you are entering 3 times wrong password, then your phone gets locked. But imagine that there is a phone where you can try infinite number of times, right? So you are entering a password, it is wrong password, again you have to enter, it is again wrong password, again you have to enter, and again you have to enter, until and unless you enter the correct password, the loop will continue, right? So we don't know that whether the loop is going to run for 3 times or 5 times or 500 times, but we know the breaking condition. Okay, so here we know breaking condition. There is a concept of breaking condition. So under some condition, the loop is going to break. What is that condition? That is up to us. For example, when the user has entered 3 times, we can cut it. Maybe the user has entered 10 wrong passwords, we can remove it. Or ideally, when the user has entered the correct password, that time the loop is going to end. Okay, so in such a situation, we are going to write while loop. So we'll see the example of while loops. The difference between for and while loop is clear to everyone, guys. Okay, so we'll try to write while loops. So here the syntax for while loops is that we are going to use the word while. Okay, we'll use the word while. Where are we? uh, Let me take this and put it after for loop so that it is in order. Here I'll put it. Okay, so we'll put while and we'll put some condition. So let us take some example. Okay, so we want to say design a password entry system where the system prompts for a password until the user has entered the correct password. Okay, so this is the problem statement that we want to solve. Is the problem clear to everyone? Okay, so what we want to do, we want to have a actual password. So this is the correct password. So let us say the correct password is equal to 123. Okay, suppose this is the correct password. Now we want the system to ask the user for the password, right? So we'll say entered password is equal to, I will say input, and I will say enter the password. Okay, so this is enter the password. We are asking the user to enter the password. Then what we want to do, we want to check whether if entered password is equal to correct password. If this is true, then what we want to do? If the entered password is equal to correct password, then what we want to do? We want to print that you are logged in. And if that is not the case, then what we want to do? Else we again want to run the same process. Again we want to ask. So this block of code, again we want to run it. Okay. Okay, thank you. We'll make it integer. Okay. Did you understand? If this is not done, then again we want to run this whole loop. Do you understand why loop is needed here? So we are going to do it again and again, again and again. Okay. So what we want to do, I don't want to write it like this, and I want to write a loop here. Okay. So I'll come down and I will try to write a loop. So I'll say while, and I have to put some condition here. Okay. We want to put some condition. So what is the condition? The condition is that the entered password is equal to correct password. Okay. Sorry, not equal to, because we want to run the loop. We want to run the loop until this statement is false. Okay. So if the statement is true, which means the password is wrong, in that case, what we want to do? We want to ask the user to enter the password. So entered password is equal to integer input. Okay. Enter the password. Okay. This is what we want to run. Okay. And we want to ask the user first also. So we want to say entered password is equal to like this. So whenever you are writing while loop, you have to be careful about one thing, which is the break condition. There always has to be break condition. If you don't put break condition, then you will be in a lot of problem. And while loop is something that you are going to use a lot. For loop and while loop, that is very fundamental. It is very basic. You're always going to use it while solving any DSA problem, while doing any coding. This entire thing that we are learning. These are very, very foundational things. Okay, so pay attention here. We are asking the user to enter the password. Then we are writing a loop that if entered password is not equal to correct password, then we are asking the user to enter the password again. Okay. But when this password is correct, then what happens? We'll see. So, okay, I'm just trying to run this. Okay. Here, let me print loop is over outside. Okay. And I'm running this. Okay. It says enter the password. So I'm putting 234. See, it is saying enter the password again. 456. Saying enter the password again. 567. It is saying enter the password again. So, okay. So I can keep doing this. I can keep doing this infinite number of times. It will continue running it. But the moment I enter the correct password, what is the correct password? 123, 123. So if I enter this, then you see the loop is over. Did you understand the syntax of while loop? There is one more way to write this. There is one more way to write this. Many times you will see that when we are writing this, instead of writing the condition here, many times people will write like this, while true. Okay. While true means this condition is never going to break. True means true. It's always going to be true. So this loop is always going to run. So in that case, we have to put the breaking condition inside. Okay. So we'll say if entered password is equal to correct password, then we can put here, we can say break. That means come out of the loop. Okay. Either you can put a condition here or you can put a condition inside. But you have to keep in mind that whenever you are running a while loop, there has to be a breaking condition. You have to be careful of the breaking condition. Okay, if breaking condition is not there, then you can get into infinite loop. If you go to infinite loop, your kernel can crash, your code will break badly. Okay, this is something you have to be careful whenever you write a while loop, because in for loop, by default, for loop will end when the size of the list or size of the iterable is over. But while loop, that is not true. Okay, so breaking condition, you have to be careful. So we can run like this also. So see again, enter the password 234 454. Okay, 654 like this. You can keep running this and until we enter the correct password. Once we enter the correct password, it says loop is over. Okay, or you can say here that you can put you can write here, yeah, like you are logged in or something like that. You can write some message here. Okay, can we do some more example? Let us do something that ideally we will do using for loop, but just for practice we will do it using while loop. Okay, so suppose for example we want to suppose we want to find the sum of first 10 numbers. Okay, suppose this is the question. Okay, so can you try to write this using for loop and then while loop? How will we write this using for loop or while loop? Anyone? I want to find the sum of first 10 numbers. So if I want to write using for loop, what will I do? Can someone tell me? I'll say for num in range 0 to 10. Okay, and I will take one number here which will be sum is equal to 0, and I will say sum is equal to sum plus num. Okay, and in the end we will just print the sum. Okay, so if we do this we are getting 45. If you do 11 here, then you will get 55, 0 to 10. Okay, this is using for loop. Now if I want to write the same code, see whatever you write using for loop, same thing you can also write using while loop. That is that you can do. Okay, so what we can say here, and this template that I'm going to show you, this is something that you are going to use very, very commonly. We can say while num, okay, is less than equal to 10. Okay, and we can say here num is equal to 0. So we'll start with 0. Okay, and then we will add it. And then what we'll do, we'll say num is equal to num plus 1. We'll increase num by 1. Now if I run this, what happened? See, we are getting the same answer. This line of code, did you guys understand this part? What we are doing? This
So
is a
one
very,
more
very
time, line by line, please.
this ye wala
Yeah.
82.
Yeah.
82. You see what we are doing here? We are taking num is equal to 0 and sum is equal to 0. Fine. And see the condition that num is less than 10, which means num will first value of num is 0. Then we are going and we are saying sum is equal to sum plus num. So it is sum is equal to sum plus num, which means 0 plus 0. And then num becomes 1. So 0 nahi, now it has become 1. And this is sum. Okay. Again, sum is equal to sum plus num. So this will become plus 1. And then we will increase 1 to 2. Okay. Again, we will add here 2. Then again, num is equal to num plus 1. So num will become 3. Then num will become 4. And we'll keep adding. Okay. There will be a point where num will become 9. So it will be 9. After that, again, num is equal to num plus 1. So num will become 10. Okay. Look at this condition. Num is less than equal to 10. Okay. So when it is 10, again, it will run. So we'll do 10. After that, num is equal to num plus 1. Num will become 11. When it becomes 11, then this condition will break. When this condition breaks, then we will come out of the loop, we'll come here. So num will go from 0 to 10. This is the common template for writing for while loops. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose I'll take a much little simpler example. Let us say some print a given name 5 times, or let us say that I will take example of function. Lambda function के ऊपर आ जाते हैं यहाँ पे. Okay, we'll say write a function to print a given name, to print a name 5 times. Okay, so we'll write one function print name, and we'll say name, and we'll take count. We are doing for loop and while loop and function mix. Okay, print name, this is the name of the function, and we'll take a name and we'll say count. Okay, and the job of this function, we'll call this function and we'll say name, is equal to Mujahid. Okay, this is the name, and we want to print this name how many times? Count is equal to 5 times. Okay, so this function should print this name 5 times. So how can I write this loop here? Function name is wrong. Function, what is the name? What is wrong? Acha, print name. ठीक है, print name. Okay, so what we'll do? Sir, if we use condition with while, it will give one less element if you print O to n number, but if break condition, it will give 0 to. Utkarsh, I did not understand what you are asking. Can you clarify? Okay, so we'll say while, and we'll take some variable, like for example, I less than count or less than equal to count, and we'll say I is equal to 0. Okay, and we'll say print name, and then we'll say I is equal to I plus 1. Many places you will also see it like this: I plus equal to 1. Both ways you can write it. Okay, so here the loop, the number of count is being controlled by the variable I, and we are increasing I one by one. Okay, so if you now run this function, you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6. Why 6 times? Because less than equal to I have put. Okay, so 0 1 2 3 4 and 5, so it is counting from 0. That's why it is printing 6 times. So we'll remove the equal to sign here. Now it will come 5 times. Okay, did you understand? Now same thing if you say I wanted to write using for loop. Okay, so for loop also you can write the same thing. Let us do a quick revision. We can come here and we can say for underscore in range 5 print name. Okay, so this way also we can do it. You can say print name 2, print name 2, and this is also working. Guys, clear? This you can also write one more way. I told you that instead of writing the condition here, you can also put one true here. So when you put true here, this becomes an infinite loop. Okay, when it is infinite loop, then you have to take care of the why I have used underscore. I have used underscore because when we are using for loop, if this variable is not being used here, suppose I can put one I here. Okay, but if I is not being used inside the for loop, then you can, it is a convention to use underscore. Okay, it means that we are telling that this variable is not used anywhere, it is just for counting. Okay, so anytime you are trying to use a variable or you have to store a variable which you are not going to use, then we will use underscore. So if you want, you can also put I here, but it is convention to use underscore like this. Okay, so I was saying that instead of writing while loop like this, can you explain I plus equal to 1? This is arithmetic operator. No, this is another way of writing I is equal to I plus 1, nothing else. I is equal to I plus 1. We have discussed this in assignment operators. Okay, Ritika. Okay, so we were here. What was I saying? I was saying when we write while loops, we can either put the breaking condition here, or we can make it a infinite loop and then take care of the breaking inside. So here we can take care of the breaking. We can say if I greater than 10. Okay, sorry, if I greater than count, or I is equal to count, because I is starting from 0. If I is equal to or greater than equal to count, you can put here. Okay, then we can break. So we can also do like this. We can say print name. Print name, we can make it 3. Okay, and I'll come here and I'll say 3. Okay, so this way also you can write it. So both ways are correct. Both ways are correct. Sometimes you have to write like this when you don't know the breaking condition. In that case, you will start with true and then you will take care of the breaking condition here. Otherwise, you write your breaking condition here. Now, how you have to frame your breaking condition, that is logic is up to you. How you want to write it. But condition should be there. That is the important thing. Okay, all of you understood, guys? Okay, there is one okay, once we do oops, then I will show you. I'll show you. I have one small project kind of a thing of ATM simulator. Okay, so that I will show you. In that there is a lot of use of while loop, so you will get good practice there. Okay, so we'll move ahead. This is all about while loops. Now positional argument keyword. Now in while loops again also you can use those break, continue, all those things that I showed last time. All those things you can use in while loop also. Okay. Positional argument, keyword argument, I think I have explained. Lambda function, anonymous function also I have explained it. Okay, what we did not discuss in lambda function was the application, where to use it. Okay, but we discussed what is lambda function, so how we write it and why it is anonymous. Okay, and what is the syntax. We discussed all that, right? This assignment I think I gave you, did you guys try this to check prime? Okay, if not, then take this as assignment. Write this function, write a function, write a function that will check if a number is prime. What is the definition of a prime number? Google it, understand it, then try to write the logic. Okay, so basically this function will be such that if I pass a prime number, it should return true or it should return false. So if I give you, for example, 17, so basically you have to, from 1 till 17, you have to divide that number with everything. Okay, and not from 1, because from 1 it will be divisible, with its own it will be divisible. Okay, so from 2 till that number you have to divide with every number, and then you have to see whether it is divisible or not. If it is divisible, then it is not a prime number. If it is a prime number, then you have to return true. Okay, if it is not divisible by anything, then you can return true. Okay, guys. Okay, we'll talk about arcs and quarks, and then we will shift to higher order functions. In higher order functions, you will find the use of lambda functions. Okay, that is where you will see the need for lambda functions. Or first, let us see higher order functions, then it will become easy for you. Okay, so what are higher order functions? Higher order functions are those functions which take another function as a parameter or returns a function. Okay, those functions which will take another function as a parameter or it will return a function. Okay, so now what does it mean that takes another function as a parameter or it will return a function? Okay, what is the meaning of this? Okay, we'll try to understand this using one example. Okay, for example, there is a map function. Map function. Or first I will tell you that what happens in higher order functions. It might be a little bit weird for you to imagine what I'm trying to say. Okay, this means that when we write one function, okay, we write one function, for example, we are writing this function. This function is taking another function as a parameter. So here we are passing one function. Okay, in such a situation, this function, we will call it as a higher order function. There is another way where if we are having a function, okay, it is taking some parameters and it is returning another function. It is returning a function. This also will be called as a higher order function. There are two types. Okay, so let us see. No, it is not a nested function. Okay, we'll see. Okay, you can call it a nested function, but that is not usually what we call it. Okay, so let us see first this example. Okay, so here there are three varieties, three varieties. One is called as a map, then we call it filter, and we call it third is reduce. Out of this map and filter, very commonly you are going to use reduce also. And this variety, this is called as decorators in Python. Okay, so decorators we'll see, we might discuss it later, but this part let us try to see using an example, and this you will see very often. Okay, for example, there is map function. Okay, there's a map function. So what does map function do? Map function, the purpose of map function, I'll explain it. Suppose you are having a list. Okay, understand this carefully. Okay, suppose you are having a list. Suppose you are having some numbers. Suppose you have 5, 10, 15, and 20. Okay, and you are having another function. Another function. Suppose this is one dabba. This dabba is one function. In this, you are passing one number, and this is returning number multiplied by 2. Okay, this is some function. Okay, this is clear. It is a function. It is a function that will take a number. If you give one number, it will return number multiplied by 2. This is basically nothing but, if you write it like this is a function that will take number and it will return number multiplied by 2. This is the function. All of you are understanding, guys? Guys, I can't hear you. Is anyone talking? No one is saying no one is saying anything. You can unmute and say.
Yes, understood.
Cool. Okay, so this is a function. Now what I want to do, you take this function and I want to apply it to every single element of this list. Okay, so I want to take this function and I want to say function of 5. So this will be what? 10. I want to say function of 10. So this will become 20. Similarly, I want to say function of 15. I want to say it will become 30. Let's say function of 20, it will become 40. So this is my result. Okay, so we'll say that we are mapping this function. We are mapping this function on this list. Okay, so a map function, it will take a function, this function, which it has to be mapped, and it will take a iterable on something on which it can iterate. For example, this nums. Okay, and it will give you this result. It will map this function. This map is also a function. Keep that in mind. Okay, this map, this is also one function, but this function is taking another function. The job of this function is to take a function and take a iterable and put this function on every element of this iterable, like this. Okay, so this map becomes a higher order function. Why? Because it is taking another function as a parameter. Are you understanding? Okay, so let us try to see this as an example. Okay, let us see this as an example. So I will take one numbers, nums is equal to 10, 15, 20. Okay, then I will say map. You see, when I write map, this is becoming green. Okay, so if I come here and if I press shift and tab, it says map, then it is saying function and it is saying iterable. It is saying make an iterator that computes the function using arguments from the function using arguments from each of the iterables. It stops when the shortest iterable is exhausted. Okay, so you see here, we'll say map, and I will give one function here. So I will write one function, def function. Let me say the function is check multiply by 2, or let me say make double. This is the function, make double. So make double function will take a number and it will return double of that number, 2 multiplied by num multiplied by 2. Okay, all of you are able to understand this? Utkarsh is saying, can we use loops for that? Yes, you can use loops for that. You can do this in many different ways. Okay, So we are using this make double. Now what this map will do, we'll say take this make double and apply it on 10, then apply it on 15, then apply it on 20. That is what map will do. Okay. So we'll take this num. So what does it say? It says it needs a function. So I will give one function here. See, this you have not seen till now, where we are passing a function as an object. Keep this in mind. And till now I showed you function we can define and function we can call. Here we are using a function as an object. We are throwing a function inside a function. Okay. Make double, and we are giving one iterable. Iterable is nums. Okay. All of you are able to understand this?
Yes.
Now if I run this, okay, it is giving me a generator object here. You can see this. This is the generator object. Till now we have not learned about generator object, so don't worry about it. We can store this as a result. Okay, and then we can do list of result. You can see we are getting 20, 30, 40. Are you able to understand? Okay. Similarly, suppose I want to do the same thing and I want to check for every number. Suppose I'm having nums and I'm having like 4, 7, 19, 4, 7, 19, 23 and 100. Okay. And I want to check which number is even or which number is odd, right? So here you see how we wrote this function. This function we can also write it in another way here. Now you will appreciate why we learned about lambda functions. We can also write it like this: map, and we are writing this make double, correct? So we can also write this make double like this. We could have also written this make double like this. See, this is another way of writing this make double. We can say lambda, we can say num, and we can say num multiplied by 2. We can also write it like this. Okay, so I told you this is an anonymous function, but you will say this is an anonymous function, but I'm giving it a name. Yes, it is possible to give it a name. So here also, this way also we can run it. Suppose I'm saying make double nahi, make triple. Okay, so num multiplied by 3. So here I will come and here I will say make triple. Okay, so this is also running. 10 has become 30, 15, 45, 20 and 60. Now the same thing I can also write. The standard way of writing this is, instead of writing this make triple or make double, I'll just remove this, and here directly I will write a lambda function. Suppose I'm making quadruple, so I will say num, and I will say num multiplied by 4. Okay, now you understand why we learned about anonymous function. This function we don't have to define other places, or we don't have to give a name. Directly here we will use it like this, and here we can come and we can see we are getting our answer. Clear? This lambda will be used many other places also. Usually in higher order functions like map, filter, reduce, sorted, these kind of things, you are going to use this lambda function. Okay. So suppose here I want to check which number is even, which number is not even. Okay. So here I can write result in a simpler way. You know, you can write a loop and all that, but we'll try doing it in a different way. We'll say map. Okay. And I want to give a function. So what is my function? Check even. Okay, so check even will take a number, and what does it return? It returns num modulus 2 equal to 0. Correct? It is returning this. So I can come here and I can say check even, and I can give nums. Okay, and I can return list of result. You see, I'm getting true, false, 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 true. 4 and 100 are true, remaining are false. Now instead of writing check even here like this, I can simply also come here and I can say result. I can remove this, and then I can write it in a more direct way. I can say map, and instead of writing check even, I'm naming this function. I don't want to name the function. I can directly write here lambda num, and what I want to return, I want to return num modulus 2 equal to 0. Okay, and you see kya ho gaya?
Iterator you did not.
Iterator
Comma
mein diya na?
name, nums.
Sorry, nums. Okay, you see we are getting the same answer. So this line of code and this line of code, both are doing the same thing. This check even ko I have written like this. So this is the need for lambda function. Okay, let us see one more example of lambda function which is in sorted. Okay, sorted. When we are trying to sort something. So suppose I'm giving you marks. Earlier I told you, I had given this example to you, that suppose we are having some names. Okay, suppose I'm having name called Utkarsh, and I'm having name called Anubhav, and I'm having name called Sanya, and I'm having name called one more name, Shivani. Okay, Shivani Virang, like this I'm saying. Okay, so these are marks. Sorry, not marks. Suppose these are names. Now, if I ask you to sort this, okay, if I want you to sort this, keep in mind one thing in mind, that string is also one collection. Okay, this Utkarsh, whenever you imagine Utkarsh or any string, always imagine it as a collection. This is a string, but it is also one collection, just like list, dictionary, tuple. Told you that string is also one collection. String ko thoda detail mein we did not see. We'll see it. But string is also one collection. So when you say Utkarsh, okay, this is actually, you can imagine it like this is U, then this is T, then this is K. Like this you can imagine. Are you able to follow? Okay. So keep that in mind. Now say that I want to sort this. So you will say, okay, sir, no problem. If you want to sort it, I can just use the sorted function and I can pass these names here. There is no problem. It is sorting. How it is sorting? How it is sorting? This we have seen earlier. How it is sorting? It is sorting in alphabetical order. First A, then S and H, then U and T, like that way. Okay. If we come here and if we look at the function here, this is sorting this way. Okay, sorted. If we go and read about it, maybe let us see. Leave it. Okay, but it is sorting based on the first character. Okay, suppose it is sorting on the first character, but I want to sort it on some other way. I want to sort it in some other way. For example, someone is saying that sort it on the basis of length of the name. Okay, or sort it on the basis of last character. I want to sort it on the basis of last character. Are you guys understanding the problem? Or someone is saying that sort it on the based on the second character, or sort it on the based of length of the name. I want to sort it on the basis of length of the name. So if length of the name we are sorting, and suppose I'm having one more person, his name is Tom. So first will be Tom, then I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sanya, and after that we will have Anubhav. After that we will have Utkarsh, and in the end we will have Shivani Virang, because this is the longest name and this is the shortest name. But how to do that? So here when you come to sorted, you will see there is something called as key. Okay, key. In this key, we can define on what basis we want to sort. On what basis we want to sort. So for example, I want to sort on the basis of length. So I can write one function, sort length. Okay. And I can say name. And here I can return, say for example, length of name. Okay. And this sort length I can pass here. You see, this is the function that is taking another function. So this also becomes what? This also becomes a higher order function. Okay. So if we do this, you see how it is sorting now. First is Tom and then Shivani Virang is last. Okay. If I want to do it opposite, for example, I want the longest name first and shortest name later, then what we can do? Here, I think there is a parameter called reverse. Reverse is equal to true. Suppose if I do, then you see it is opposite. Or I can also simulate it. What can I do? Suppose I don't want to do reverse, but I want to sort it in opposite order. Can someone tell me what to do? Guys, समझ में आ रहा है? Why is everyone so quiet? Is there anyone who's not understanding? The question is, it's a logical question, guys. Come on. I'm giving you one number, set of numbers, say 5, 15, 3, 2, and 10. And I'm saying you sort it. Sort it. So what will you do? You will say 2, 3, 5, 10 and 15, correct? Correct, no? Now I'm saying sort it in descending order. So what can you do? If you know the logic for sorting in ascending order, but I want to say sort in descending order, reverse true नहीं use करना है मानस जी. Reverse true मुझे भी मालूम है. I'm asking you a logical question. Sushmita is saying length of name -1. Length of name -1 कैसे? अरे भैया सिंपल लॉजिक है ना. If 3 is greater than 10, then -3 will be less than -10. Sorry, उल्टा लिख दिया मैंने. If 3 is less than 10, then -3 will be greater than -10. So if I know the logic to sort it in ascending order, if I do it negative, अगर मैं इसको उल्टा कर दूं, okay, if I say -5, -15, -3, -2 and -10, then if I sort it in ascending, then remove the negative sign, then it will become descending order. Okay, I was just saying that much. Okay, so if I want to sort it opposite, I can do reverse is equal to true, but otherwise I can do what I can do. I can here also I can do minus. Okay, so you see it has become opposite. Suhas is saying list slicing name. Arey yaar, see guys, understand the problem. Okay, understand what I'm saying, what I'm asking.
सर एक डाउट है इसमें.
बोलिए.
सर आपने लेंथ में नेम डाला है तो
लेंथ में
रिटर्न
नेम
में
डाला है कहाँ पे?
नहीं, यहाँ पे जो आपने फंक्शन बनाया शॉर्ट लेंथ का, ठीक है, उसमें आपने लेन में एल ई
इसकी बात
एन
कर रहे
और
हो?
हाँ हाँ हाँ, तो ये
ठीक
तो
है,
अपने को लेंथ में तो अपने को वो नंबर रिटर्न करेगा ना, वो कि उसका
नंबर
लेंथ
देगा.
कितना. ठीक
ठीक
है,
है.
अब बाद में आपने जब सॉर्टेड फंक्शन यहाँ यूज किया है,
हम्म
नेम और उसके बाद की इक्वल टू शॉर्ट लेंथ, यही समझ नहीं आया. मतलब वो अगर अगर रिटर्न में अगर वो नंबर
हम्म
पैरामीटर नंबर पास करेगा वो फंक्शन,
हम्म हम्म
तो ये इसमें सॉर्टेड किस टाइप से हो रहा है? मतलब
हम्म
ये वो मेरे को नहीं समझ में आया है.
ठीक है,
ये
बता देता
नेम्स.
हूँ. ठीक है, समझा देते हैं. ठीक है, आपको बेसिकली की का मतलब समझ में नहीं आया कि की क्या होती है.
हाँ, मतलब मुझे ये सॉर्टेड में ये कैसे सॉर्ट कर दिया कि अगर वो
ठीक है, बता.
नंबर
रुक जाओ
रिटर्न कर रहा है तो.
रुक जाओ बता. ओके, गुड क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, सी व्हाट इज की. की मीन्स on what basis to sort. Whenever I'm asking you to sort something, okay, whenever I'm asking you to sort something, there is an implicit question कि कैसे sort करें भाई. Okay, suppose I'm saying giving names Anubhav, Sania and Suhas, and I'm saying arrange these people, sort these people. Okay, so you will ask, sir, on what basis I should sort them? On their height, on their weight, on their name, alphabetically? How should I sort them? On the basis of their salary, on the basis of their age, on the basis of their height? कैसे sort करें? You will ask me that question.
ओके.
Suppose अनुभव का एज है 18, सानिया का एज है 20 एंड सुहास का एज है 5. ओके, एंड अनुभव का सैलरी है 20,000, सानिया का सैलरी है 50,000 एंड सुहास का सैलरी है 1 lakh. Okay, so if I tell you that sort on the basis of on the basis of age, then what will you sort? You will say Suhas and then Anubhav and then Sania. You will sort like this.
राइट.
Correct or not? Am I saying something very difficult? But if
नो
I
नथिंग.
say sort on the basis of salary, then what will you sort? Then you will say Anubhav and then Sania and then Suhas. Correct? If I say sort on the basis of height, and suppose Sania's height is 5 feet, Anubhav is 7 feet, and Suhas is 10 feet, then how will you sort? First, you will say Sania, and then you will say Anubhav, and then you will say Suhas. So whenever we have to sort, we have to ask on what basis to sort. कैसे sort करें? By default alphabetically हम लोग sort करते हैं, वो ठीक है, that is okay. But there has to be some sense of sorting, no? How to sort it? So this key is telling on what basis to sort. So I am saying sort on the basis of length. So length agar if we are doing, then Shivangi ka 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. This is 13. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Then this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 and this is 3. ठीक है? So I will sort 3 and then 7, then 7. उसका कुछ secondary sorting होता होगा, हो सकता है, ठीक है? And then 6 and then 13. If I'm saying that sort on the basis of first character, then this will be S, this will be U, this will be A, this will be S, this will be T. Suppose I'm saying sort on the basis of last character, then this will be G, this will be H, this will be V, this will be A, this will be M. Correct? So this key is taking a function. This function is giving the number on which or whatever basis we want to sort it. So here I am returning length. Length के बजाय I can return here, I can write return name का 0, which means it will return the first character. Then it will be sorted on the first character. Are you understanding?
सर बाय डिफॉल्ट अगर कोई पैरामीटर पास नहीं करेंगे इसमें तो वो ऐसा रहता है ना, असेंडिंग डिसेंडिंग रहता है, मतलब
क्या क्या?
बाय डिफॉल्ट
बाय
जैसे
डिफॉल्ट
फॉर
कुछ
एग्जांपल।
बाय डिफॉल्ट कोई बिहेवियर होगा.
हाँ,
वो बिहेवियर क्या है वो जाके उसके डॉक्यूमेंटेशन में हम लोग देख लेंगे. बाय डिफॉल्ट हमको तो यही समझ में आ रहा है यहाँ पे कि बाय डिफॉल्ट इट इज सॉर्टिंग ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ फर्स्ट कैरेक्टर. सपोज आई विल टेक मार्क्स. ओके, किसी का मार्क्स है 100, 90 एंड 50. ओके, एंड देन किसी का मार्क्स है 40, 60 एंड 30. एंड third person is scoring how many marks? He is scoring 90 and then 30 and then 60. Okay, suppose this is what marks is. Now if I'm asking you that boss sort this, what will you say? How will you sort it? You will ask that sir, on what basis I should sort? Based on their average marks, based on their total marks, based on their first subject ka marks, or based on their last subject ka marks. On what basis? You have to ask me, correct?
अगर कुछ नहीं पैरामीटर पास करेंगे शॉर्ट का तो बाय डिफॉल्ट बिहेवियर क्या होगा, असेंडिंग डिसेंडिंग कुछ
अरे
ऐसा रहता है?
होगा कुछ बिहेवियर. मैं बोल रहा हूँ होता होगा कुछ बिहेवियर. उससे क्या
ओके,
फर्क पड़ता है? बाय डिफॉल्ट बिहेवियर इज दैट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ फर्स्ट लेटर इट विल सॉर्ट. The point I'm trying to make is that we have to define some behavior, some key we have to give. That is the meaning of key. Now Python बनाने वालों ने कुछ डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू डाल दिया होगा, उससे क्या मतलब है हमें? सपोज यहाँ मार्क्स कर दिया, ये देखो, बाय डिफॉल्ट इट इज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द फर्स्ट नंबर. ओके, सपोज इस 100 को इफ आई मेक इट 10, then you see 10 is coming first. So if you go and read the documentation, they will tell you that on the by default it is sorting on the basis of first character. But I am saying that I want to control it. I don't want to sort it on the basis of first number. I want to sort it on the basis of second number. तब कैसे करेंगे? That is where I'm saying that there is a method, there is a parameter here called key. This key may we can add on what basis to sort it. So here I can say maybe 4, 5, 6. Okay. List object is not callable. It has to take a function only. So here, suppose I will write a function. Okay. The function is my custom key. Guys, are you understanding? Is it too difficult? Okay. I'm saying return marks -1. Okay. And here I'm giving custom key. What this will do? What this will do? This will sort on the so what
लास्ट के बेस पे करेगा, 60 जो लास्ट नंबर है उसके
लास्ट के
बेस पे
बेसिस पे. आई हैव असाइंड वन की, एक चाबी दे दिया मैंने कि किस बेसिस पे सॉर्ट करना है. तो -1 माने इसके लिए हो जाएगा 50, इसके लिए हो जाएगा 30, इसके लिए हो जाएगा 60. तो ये आ जाएगा नंबर 1 पोजीशन पे, ये आ जाएगा नंबर 2 पोजीशन पे, ये आ जाएगा नंबर 3 पोजीशन पे. दैट इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग.
सो इसमें वही ये हो रहा है ना, जैसे घटते क्रम में, मतलब अगर अगर आपने पैरामीटर पास भी किया है तो बाय डिफॉल्ट जो बिहेवियर होता है ना, लोवेस्ट से हायर ऐसा ही ले रहा है ना वो, मतलब
बाय डिफॉल्ट
यहाँ
असेंडिंग है. बाय डिफॉल्ट असेंडिंग है. ठीक है, क्या हो गया? आपको डिसेंडिंग करना है तो उसको यहाँ नेगेटिव कर दो. डिसेंडिंग हो गया. अब अगर ये नहीं करना चाहते हो तो पाइथन ने बोला है, यहाँ पे दे दिया है पाइथन बनाने वालों ने कि सर यहाँ पे आप रिवर्स वाला की यूज कर लेना अगर आपको रिवर्स करना है तो। लेकिन अगर ये ना भी यूज करें तो रिवर्स करना तो बहुत आसान है, बस नेगेटिव कर देंगे हम, माइनस कर देंगे, माइनस करने से उल्टा हो जाएगा, उल्टा हो गया। अब किसी ने कहा कि नहीं लास्ट मार्क्स नहीं है, मुझे टोटल मार्क्स के ऊपर करना है, टोटल मार्क्स स्कोर्ड, क्या करेंगे यहाँ पे? सिंपल है, वी कैन गिव हियर सम ऑफ मार्क्स। तो अब सम के ऊपर आ गया, तो सम, इसका कितना सम है टोटल? दिस इज 130, इसका टोटल कितना सम हुआ? दिस इज 130, इसका कितना हो गया? 60, 140, ठीक है, 150, और इसका कितना हो गया? 180। तो सबसे पहले ये, उसके बाद ये, उसके बाद ये, वो सॉर्ट हो गया। आर यू
ओके सर, वो
अंडरस्टैंडिंग? आई एम,
आ
इट
गया
इज
सर।
वेरी
एक्चुअली
सिंपल।
वो लेंथ लेंथ के बेसिस पे शॉर्ट कर रहा है पर अपना जो नीचे वाले एग्जांपल पे जिसका असेंडिंग ऑर्डर है बेसिकली।
कहाँ पे?
नी, नीचे का जो आपने एग्जांपल दिया था नेट्स का, वो आ गया समझ में। जैसे आपने नीचे स्क्रॉल करेंगे ना अपने,
हाँ,
हाँ
यहाँ
ये
पे
वाले में। हाँ हाँ।
तो लेंथ, शॉर्ट लेंथ में लेंथ दिया है मैंने, तो लेंथ से शॉर्ट हो रहा है। यहाँ भी दे सकते हैं, यहाँ भी दे सकते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पे सब बराबर हो जाएगा। यहाँ पे अगर आप बढ़ा दो, यहाँ पे सपोज 50 का 60 कर दो, और इसको दो कर दो, और इसको एक कर दो, ठीक है। अब यहाँ पे आप लेंथ डाल दो, तो हो गया। एक कैरेक्टर वाला, दो कैरेक्टर वाला, चार कैरेक्टर वाला।
ओके
फर्स्ट,
सर, गॉट इट।
understood? Now
या
this was not what I was
नाउ
trying
आई।
to show you. This is not what I was trying to show you. What I was trying to show you that this function can be written as a lambda function. Therefore lambda function ka application comes in picture here. Okay, so I can use here, I can say my custom key, I can write a lambda function, custom lambda function, because this function you are not going to use other places, because the whole purpose of this function is to get a key for sorting, correct? So you are not going to use it other places. So if I'm not going to use it other places, then why should I name this and create one object here? I can write it directly, use and throw, use and throw. Okay, you understand use and throw? So we'll say lambda, and I will say lambda x, and I will say sum of x, like this, and my job is done. If you want to sort it on the basis of sum, okay. If you want to sort it on the basis of negative descending order, you can do it like this. Okay. If you want to sort it on the basis of length, fine. If you want to sort it on the basis of first character, fine. You want to sort it on the basis of last character, fine. Understood the purpose of this lambda function, how it is enabling us to do custom sorting? That is what I was trying to show you. Guys, is everyone clear?
The
Yes.
function part is clear, but this a lambda function that every time we have to rewrite this, right? Like whenever we have to sorting something and whenever we have to perform
You will
something.
not sort the same list multiple times, right? If you are doing that, then write a function. It is your choice. It is your choice. If you feel that you are going to use it multiple times, then define a function. But usually when we do sorting and all, the key will be like this. Normally, because when we are sorting, we will sort one list only once. We will not sort it multiple times. Why will you sort one list many times? If you are having such a situation, then write a function. Be my guest, no problem.
Okay, sir.
All of you understood? Okay. One more thing is there in this thing, higher order function. It is called as filter. Okay. What does filter do? We discussed filter in lot details. What does filter do? What is the meaning of filtering? What is the meaning of filtering?
At the basis of some condition, we have
Basis
to.
of condition, we will either accept something or we will reject something. Correct?
Yes.
So suppose we are having this nums, same nums I will take. Suppose this is the nums I'm taking. Okay. See, understand the difference between this. Here I am saying this one, I am creating true and false depending whether it is even or not. Okay. This is one thing. Now I want to filter it, which means wherever it is true, I want to keep only those functions. So same logic, I'll take a क्या हो गया? I'll come here and I will say I will use filter. Filter function is there in Python. Filter function, what does it do? It takes a function and it takes a iterable. Same story. Okay, same story. And but the case is that the function that you are using, it should return true or false, because whenever we are doing filtering, we are concerned with true and false. So again, I will write one function here. Okay, what was the function? Suppose it is check odd. I want to take out only odd functions. Okay, so it will take num, and what it will return? It will return num modulus 2 is not equal to 0. Okay, so I'll take filter and I will say, it says give me a function and it give me a iterable. So I'll give you a function, I'll say check odd, and I will give one number, nums. Okay, you see, again, this is giving me object. Let me make it a list. Generator object. This will give me a list. So see, all the odd numbers 7, 19, and 23 have been filtered. Here, let me put another even number. You can see. Are you able to see? Okay. Now, same thing if I want to write using lambda function, I can come here and instead of this check odd, I will replace it with lambda num, and I will say num modulus 2 is not equal to 0. So did you understand the need for this lambda function here? Why it is called anonymous function, or you can say use and throw function? Guys, clear?
Sir, I have a question here.
Please.
Sir, first thing that when you define the function checkout, so basically it will be return you true and false, return num
Hmm.
percentage, right? So
Hmm.
when it's written the true and false, and then when you pass the filter check odd and nums, so exactly how exactly is returning for? I mean to say, like there the output will be the true and false. Right now it's returning a number. So can you explain a little bit how this
Where
output
it is
came?
returning number?
And then below 7, 19, 23, this is a list they
Arey
written, right?
yaar, देखो. What is the purpose of a filter? See, pay attention. What is the purpose of a filter? Filter is what? Filter is a condition. Condition can be true or condition can be false.
Right.
Correct? Suppose I am taking some number here, 4, 7, 40, 19, 23, and 100. Okay. You can write a loop for num in nums. Okay. What will you do? If num modulus 2 is not equal to 0, then what will you do? You will take one list, one R, and you will say R dot append num. That's what we were doing.
Right.
If the condition is true, then I will append it.
Right.
Understanding till here?
Yeah.
Basically what we are doing, you are putting a filter here, checking 4 में true आ रहा है कि नहीं. अगर true आ रहा है तो उसको put it in the basket. Then go to 7. 7 में true आ रहा है कि नहीं. 7 में false आ रहा है. Ignore it. Go to 40. Is it true? If it is true, put it in my basket. In the end, in the basket, you are having 4, 40, and 100. That is the job of filtering.
Right.
So this is
Okay.
also doing the same thing. I have given
Okay.
one filter. Suppose this is one filter. It can be anything. Check odd, check even, check prime, check length, whatever. It has to return a true and false. Okay. This filter I'm applying on 4. If it is true, then it is adding in my result. If not, it will go to next one, next one, next one, next one. On whichever elements I got a true, those elements will be filtered. That is the job of a filtering.
Okay. Got it.
Understood? This you can
Yes.
also think of as a mask. You can also think of as a mask. Later on, if you are doing data science, you will learn about NumPy library. You will see there is a concept of masking there. Okay. Basically, when you are putting a filter, this is giving you true, this is giving false, this is giving true, this is giving false, this is giving false, and this is giving true. Okay. So this is like a mask. You put a mask on this, wherever you are getting true, those will be filtered. So this will be filtered, this will be filtered, this will be filtered. So this is like a Boolean mask. You can think of it like this. Those of you who have, if you have studied data science, I mean, I'm not assuming you must have studied, but later on, if you learn about pandas, NumPy library in your data science, you will see this kind of thing where you will create a mask, filtering mask. This is also something similar. Sushmita is asking, in filter function, we don't have to use the term key. Think about it. What will be the purpose of key? What was the purpose of key in sorting? how to sort, that was being defined by key. When we are doing filtering, is there a sense for key? की का क्या काम था? की का काम था कैसे सॉर्ट करना, ये बताता था. जब हम लोग फिल्टर कर रहे हैं तो उसमें कोई सेंस है की का? क्या करेगा की? यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं करेगा. Did you understand, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we also have something called as the reduce. So map, filter, reduce. Even in big data engineering, when you go, you will hear these words very often. Now, reduce is not there in Python by default. Okay. Reduce is not there in Python by default. You will also use it. You will not use it that much. Okay. But still, quickly, I will explain it to you. What reduce will do. Okay. It will. You have to use. It will. What it will do. It will take a function. It will take. Suppose it will take a iterable like this. Suppose, let me take red color. Suppose it is 5, then it is 10, then it is 15, then it is suppose 15, and this is suppose 25, and this is suppose 100. Okay. So it will convert this entire list into one number. It will generate one number out of it. Okay. One number out of it. How it will do? It will go step by step. So suppose I'm writing one function. I'm writing one lambda here. Lambda x and y will return x plus y. Suppose this is the function. This is the function that will be applied on this list. Okay. How does it make sense? Two numbers I'm taking and I'm returning the sum of those numbers. How does it apply to a list like this? कैसे होगा? So what happens is iteratively we will do it. So we will apply this function on 15 and 10. What is the result we will get? If we apply this function to 15 and 10, what is the result we will get?
25.
We will get 25. So now the list will become 25, 25 and 100. Now again this function will be applied to this. What is the result we will get?
100.
Huh?
50, 50. 50.
50. So this list will become 50 and 100. Now again this function will be applied. What we will get?
150.
150. So 150. ये पूरा list has been converted to one number. Divyanshu is saying every time it will create a list. No, it will not create a list every time. This is just for you to understand. I'm trying. It will give you this one number. Okay. So can we see one example?
So basically, sir, reduce function will be converted into one list into one single output. That's
Correct.
what we can say.
Correct. Now this reduce
And
is
if we
not there.
if we pass the 3 parameter, in that case, it will take a 3 parameter at
ठीक
one
कर
time,
लेगा,
right?
हाँ, हाँ. We will see. Okay. So reduce is not there by default. You'll see from func tools. We need to write this line from func tools. Import. We'll do reduce. Okay. Now same story is there. I will take one numbers. What was the number I had taken? Suppose 50, 100, 300, and 200. Suppose. Okay. So we'll say reduce, and you'll say what it says. It says it will take a function and it will take a iterable. Okay, so function, fine. Function, I will write one function, lambda, x and y. And I will say x plus y. So this is the function and it will give me iterable nums. I'll return this. See, I'm getting 650. How I'm getting 650? I'm getting 650. It will apply to 50 and 100. So I'll get 150. Then 150 and 300, I will get 450. 450 and 200, I will get 650. Understood? One more example we'll take. Then Kanhaiya ji is asking for a break. So we'll go for a break. Okay. What is the time? 5:15 ho gaya already. Okay. After this, we will jump to OOPS. Okay. There are some topics pending, but we'll move to OOPS. Okay. Suppose this is the nums. Okay. Suppose I'm taking some more numbers. 600 and not 600. Let me take 25 and 100 and 40. Okay. Suppose someone is asking you, find the highest number in the list. Find the highest number in the list. Okay. So if you are finding highest number in the list, in that case also, In that case also we are converting this entire list into one number. Okay, so we are having a list like this. We are having 25, 50, 100, 40, 300 and 200. Okay, and I want to convert it to one number. Which is the highest number? Which is the highest number here? 300 is the highest number. So from here I want to go here using reduce. How to do? We'll compare two numbers. We'll compare two numbers and we'll keep the larger of the two numbers. So if I write one function like this, lambda will take x and y, and I will keep x. If I will keep max of x and y, max का मतलब होता है maximum of x and y, or I can, if you don't know about max function, I think I have not shown you max function. Okay, so I will just say that x, if x greater than y, or else y. This ternary operator I have shown you last time. Else y. I will write like this. This line is clear? This line is clear? Okay, this is one function. So if I put 25 and 50, what is the result I will get? If 25 is bigger, I will keep 25. If 50 is bigger, I'll keep 50. So I'll keep 50 and this will be gone. Okay. Now I'll check 50 and 100. 50 and 100, which is bigger? 100. So I'll keep 100 here and this is gone. Now I'll check 100 and 40. Which is bigger? 100 is bigger. So this 140 is gone. Now I'll check 100 and 300. Which is bigger? 300 is bigger. So I'll keep 300. Now 300 and 200, which is bigger? 300 is bigger. 300. So final 300 I'm getting. So I'm able to find the highest number in the entire loop. ठीक है? Did all of you understand?
Yes.
Anubhav is asking alternative to reduce. If reduce function not to be used. Why reduce function not to be used?
So just like that, if interviewer asks if not to be used, reduce then.
Write this logic in for loop. You know about for loop. You can write the
Yeah,
logic
yeah.
in for loop.
I mean, the for loop is clear. Just asking.
You can write it. Okay. So
Hi
what
Ram,
I
just one moment. A small clarification. Can I pass filter as an input parameter for sorted?
Filter as an input parameter for sorted. What you are trying to do?
I want to sort the output of filter in ascending order or max of.
Wait one second. Wait one second. It's a different topic. Wait. Let me complete this. Then you tell me. Okay.
Okay, sure.
So I was doing reduce. Okay. So I'll do reduce. And I want to reduce what? It is saying function and iterable. So I want to write one function. So I'll say lambda x and y. Okay. And I will say max of x and y. Okay. Max of x and y basically means it will return maximum. So 100 and 200. It will give me 200. Okay. This is what max does. Or you can also write it like this. X, if x greater than y, else y. You can also write it like this. Lambda x comma y. I will give two numbers, and out of the two numbers, return the first number if it is bigger than the second number. Otherwise, return the second number. You can write like this also. So this function also I can write, and I can pass 100 and 200. See, I will get. You can say I'm getting 200. If I say 100, 200 minus 100, suppose if I make it 1000, then I will get 1000. So this function is valid. So I can take this function and I can put it here. Okay, instead of max x and y, I will put it like this. Okay, this you know already, and I will pass nums here. You can see I'm getting 300. If instead of 500, if I make it 5000, then I will get 5000. Did you understand? Guys, did you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Chalo. Who was asking me about filter sorted?
Yeah,
I did not
this is
understand. Tell me. Tell me.
Yeah. Can we pass filter as an input for sorted?
Guys, if you other people, if you want to go for a break, you can go. It is 5:20. We will resume the session at 5:25. 5 minutes ka break. Okay? Yes, sir. Tell me what you were saying.
Okay. I filtered the data by using filter function. I just want to sort the output of the filter as well. So can I pass it?
Wait. Let me understand the problem. So suppose this is your numbers. What you want to do here?
Okay, here I want to first I will be implementing the filter function to remove the odd numbers. So I'll be
Odd
having
numbers.
only
Okay. Suppose I will take odd numbers here.
Yeah.
Suppose this is 21 and this is 10 and this is 40. Okay. So
Yeah.
suppose this is the number and I want to remove the odd numbers.
Yes.
You want only even numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do filter and I will take
Yeah.
lambda and I will say x and x modulus of 2 equal to, you want only even numbers, right?
Yes.
And I will give nums. Okay. And
Yeah.
I will give this as a list. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got even numbers 10 and 40 and I will take a sum of this. So I'm getting sum which is 50. Now what you want to do?
Yeah. Okay. I got 10 and 40, right? So I
Hmm.
want to actually sort it.
You want to sort it.
Yeah. Can I use sort function here? Sort
Yeah, you
higher
can
order.
use, see, this is a list.
Yeah.
Whatever you have gotten till here, this is a list.
Yes.
Now, whatever you can do on a list, that you can do here. You want to sort it. Be my guest, sort it. You're getting here. But here it is already sorted. So what you can do, I can make it 100 here. Then you can see
Okay.
40 and 100, it is sorted. See, this is the list. Now, once you have a list, do whatever you
Okay.
want on a list.
Okay. List manipulation.
Huh?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Got
Even
it.
if you don't put list here, I think then also it is going to work.
No, okay. I just want to. My question is actually, can I pass one higher order function as an input for other higher order? This is the question which I actually
See,
trying
this is
to ask.
not a, see, this is sorted, correct? So
Yeah.
what does sorted take?
A function and it iterable
Function and iterable. So this is
Yeah.
not a function.
function. Yeah.
This is a iterable. This is the iterable that you have achieved using a function. We don't care about that. So this is my
Okay.
list.
Yes, I got it. No,
This is
it's
my list.
actually technically possible. It's what.
Why not?
Yeah. Okay.
Why not?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Thank you.
Shashwat,
Sir, one more thing.
ask please.
Sir, actually, I joined little late. What topics have been covered so far? Yes, up now. Just
Put it in the chat box. People will tell you.
no, sir. Actually, I joined in the filter condition. Before that, what
I
did
also
you
don't
cover that?
remember. We started with while loop. After that,
While
उसके बाद क्या किया
map.
हमने? While loop. Then we talked a little bit about lambda function. Then we
Okay.
started. We did some function questions, and then we started higher order functions. Then map, filter, and
Okay.
reduce.
Okay. I
This is what we
joined
have
from
done.
filter only. That's
No
why.
problem,
Okay,
sir.
that's fine. I will
No
take care of
problem.
this.
Huh.
No, I will see the recording. No issue.
Yes. Any doubts you can ask me later. Shashwat is asking regarding key. Can key only accept numerical values, not Boolean or others? See, if you take Boolean, then how will it sort? If you take Boolean, true, false, true, false, true, false, then how will you sort? All the false will come first, all the true will come later. Then the sorting on the basis of Boolean does not make sense, right?
तो ये लैम्डा के लिए इसको इंपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा क्या, अगर एरर आ रहा है तो? अगर
क्या
अगर लैम्डा फंक्शन के लिए कोई लाइब्रेरी इंपोर्ट करनी पड़ती है क्या, कि ये अभी सिंटैक्स लिख रहा है तो कुछ एरर फेस करना पड़ता है?
कुछ भी नहीं, बिल्ट इन रहता है वो।
Okay.
Guys, are you guys understanding? How are you feeling? Is it, am I going too fast, too slow? Is there anyone who's not able to focus, understand?
Yes, sir. This speed is enough, sir.
Huh?
We have to cover lot. This speed is enough, sir. It is able to understand.
Chalo, good.
We have to cover lot of topics.
We have not started till now.
Yeah, right. Because the DSA is also big chapter. We have to see thoroughly.
Shubham is asking how key parameter in the sorted is used to sort a dictionary by its values. Chalo guys, we'll resume this session, okay? All of you are back? Okay. So see, next topic is oops. We'll start with oops, okay? And oops, please guys pay attention, okay? Don't be distracted here and there. But one question I will address. Shubham is asking how key parameter is used in sorted. Okay, let us see that. Okay, guys, few things you have to try on your own also. Okay, every single thing I cannot cover in class, not possible. How key parameter in sorted is used to sort a dictionary by its values? Good question. So we'll take one dictionary somewhere. I'll make my own dictionary. Okay, my dictionary. Okay, so I'm having one dictionary and I'm having some names here. Break अनुभव खत्म हो गया. I'm very sorry. He's asking break कब हुआ था. Okay. Suppose someone is scoring 30, 40, 50. Okay. And suppose we have another person called Suhas and he's scoring some marks which is 50, 70 and 100. Okay. So this is the dictionary and Shubham is asking how sorted will work on this. So suppose if I do sorted and if I do my dict. Okay. What will happen? Weird behavior. Sorted dictionary. Okay, Anubhav and Suhas. On what basis it is coming? I don't know. Let me add one more name. Suppose I'm adding Astha. Okay, to see what is happening. I don't know. We have to go and see in the documentation how sorting is happening. I also don't remember it. But I will take 1,000, 3,000, and 5,000. Okay. So you see, it is going on the basis of alphabet only. It is sorting the keys on the basis of alphabet. Okay, but I want to add some key here. Okay, I want to add some key here. So how can I do? Suppose if I add key here, okay, return a new list containing all the items from the iterable in ascending order. Fine. Custom key function can be supplied to customize the sort order, and the reverse flag can be used to request the result in descending order. ठीक है. It is saying it returned a new list containing all items from the iterable in ascending order. ठीक है. So here it is ascending order on the basis of the key. But I want to give another key, another thing. So I want to sort on the basis of, say, first marks. So 30, 50, and 1,000. On that basis, I want to sort it. Okay. So what I can do, I can say lambda, and I will get sort on the basis of dictionary. What to do? Lambda x y. Sorting a dictionary. I can say my dict. I also forgot my dict of x slash 0. हाँ हो गया. You can see here. Okay. So I'm sorting on the basis of first mark. So this is 30, then 50, then 1,000. Okay. Suppose if this was not 1,000, if this was 10, then it should become Astha. Then suppose here I'm making it 300. So it will become Astha, Suhas and Anubhav. Astha, Suhas and Anubhav. Okay. So you can take it like this. Understood?
So what is the meaning of the second argument, sir? Key?
Which one?
What does it represent?
Where?
The key column. What does
Key,
it
sir,
represent for
watch.
syntax?
Abhi, I explained it many times. Please watch the recording. Key, I have
Is
explained
iterable?
3-4 times.
No, I understood the lambda function at all. That is
Then?
fine. But what is syntactically what is saying per the key?
It is giving the key
Syntax.
on the basis of which you want to sort. So you have some key value pairs here, correct? This is key and this is
Yeah.
value.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to sort it. So on what basis I want to sort it? Suppose I want to sort it on the basis of this 350 and 110. Okay. So this X is the key. So I'm taking out the value. This is the value.
Okay.
This much is the value. And value ka first value I want to take. So which is 300. Suppose I want to sort it on the basis of the last. Suppose I want to sort it on the basis of 50, 100 and 5000. So what will I do?
Okay.
Minus 1.
Got
Then
it.
it will come. Then it will come Anubhav. Then Suhas and then Astha. Understood?
Okay.
I want to sort on the basis of length of the key. Suppose here it is Suhas Sharma, suppose. Okay. And this is Astha. Suppose Astha 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I want to sort it on the basis of the length of the key. So simply I can come here and I can say, I don't want value. I don't want value. I just want length. So I can say length. Okay. And I can do minus. So it will become descending. So this is the longest name. After that, this, and after that, this. So whichever way you want, you can write that method.
Okay. Minus representing the descending, that highest one. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Mhm.
Okay, guys, chalo, we'll move ahead and we'll start with a very, very important topic. Guys, till now, whatever I have covered, please try to practice it. Okay. I'll give you assignments, but please try to practice. Otherwise, what will happen? I'll tell you beforehand. I'm giving you warning. If you already know Python, then you can ignore my advice. Okay, because you already know Python. But if you don't know Python, if you're learning for the first time, then keep pace. Okay, you are getting 1 week time. Always practice and be up to date. Otherwise, slowly things will pile up. You have not understood this level, then you will go to this level, you will not understand it, and then you will start getting frustrated. Okay, so always be up to date. If there is something you don't understand, you ask me after the class. I will sit and I will explain it to you, how much ever time it takes. Okay, but make sure you understand it. This I told you in the first class also. Don't keep it that okay, I will understand it later. Don't do that, because this is basics. Basics, if you don't understand later on, you will face a lot of problem. I don't want that. Okay, chalo. We'll talk about oops. Yo. Object oriented programming. Okay, this is only called as oops. So if you remember, when we started learning, we started with writing lines of codes. Okay, we were writing some lines of code that was called as procedural programming. Okay, what is the meaning of procedural programming? We are writing lines of code one by one and then we are executing it. Okay, but that is having a lot of demerits. We cannot continue like that. Okay, it's called as procedural programming. Okay, then we move to functional programming. We are writing functions, we are writing modules. Okay, and then we are using it. Then it is becoming more and more modular, and we are saying we are moving to object oriented programming. Okay, now what is the meaning of procedural? What is the meaning of functional? Procedural means we are writing lines of code one by one and we are executing it one by one. Okay, so what happens here, that many times we are going to repeat the same thing again and again. If you want to make any changes, it will become problematic. Then we learned a little bit about control flow. We started writing loops and all those things. So our code was becoming a little bit more cleaner. Then we learned about functional programming. We can write functions. We can store some set of logic under a name. And whenever we want to reuse that logic, we can use that function depending on how we have defined it. Okay, so that is functional programming. Now we are moving towards object oriented programming. In object oriented programming, it is a different way of thinking of how we are writing code. So we are going to discuss this. Okay. We'll see what is object-oriented programming. Now, object-oriented programming is not just about Python. Okay. It is not just about Python. It is going to be used in multiple different, object-oriented programming is not just about Python. It is generally, if you're learning programming, it is a way of thinking. Okay. It is a programming approach. Object-oriented programming you can apply in other languages also. Whatever concept we are going to learn, it is universal concept. Okay. It is a way of thinking of how we are approaching a problem statement, or it is a way of writing code, or we say it is a programming paradigm, way of thinking. Okay. So we'll try to understand object-oriented programming, and then we'll take some examples. We'll start from very basics. Okay. I wrote on Zoom instead of writing on this one. Okay. I'll take one example. Say, for example, you think about list. Okay. Or you think about dictionary. Okay. When I was talking about list, or I was talking about dictionary, I told you, when we started learning about it, I gave you example of real life list. Okay. That what are lists in real life? What is a dictionary in real life? And somehow we were trying to emulate the same behavior of list or dictionary into programming. So whoever created list in Python, or whoever created dictionary in Python, he must have first seen what a list or dictionary looks like in real life. For example, we create list in our real life, correct? We will create a list of what we want to study, or where we want to go for holidays, or some shopping list or something like that, correct? So we are creating a list. Now in that list we are having some items, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Sometimes we'll add something, sometimes we'll remove something, sometimes we'll access the values, right? So those are the behaviors of a list. Now same, taking inspiration from that, we created a list in Python. Similarly, set. Okay. If you talk about set, we are having set in real life. In maths, we know about set. Okay. There is intersection, there is union, there is all those things. So based on that, we created a set in Python. Okay. So these are inbuilt data types in Python. These are inbuilt data types in Python. Where did I write it? Now, sometimes there is a requirement. There is a requirement for us to create. Sometimes there is a requirement for us to create our own data types. Okay. Custom data types. For example, what are the known data types? You know integer, you know float, you know boolean, you know string. What else you know? You know what else you know? You know list, you know dictionary, you know set, you know tuple. Correct? But I want to create my own data type in Python. Or you can say that I have observed something in real life. I want to create that inside a programming language. In this case, it is Python. Okay, so what would you like to implement? Whatever we want to implement, we have to think of what will be the process to create it. Okay, so for example, if we talk about list, okay, many times I will give you this example, list. So if we talk about list, we have to think of two things about a list. Okay, one is, what are the characteristics of a list? Okay, and what is the behavior of a list? Okay, similarly, if you talk about anything, suppose if you talk about, even if you talk about maybe a dictionary. Okay, so we'll say, what are the characteristics and what are the behavior? Characteristics means what are some attributes, or what are some characteristics. For example, if you take human being, what are the characteristics of a human being? If you think about a human being, what are the characteristics? If I say that if I want to create a human being inside Python, so I have to look at characteristics and I have to look at behavior. You can say characteristics is something that a list is having. Okay, and behavior is something that a list will do. Guys, are you following me? So what are some characteristics in a list? For example, there will be some elements in a list. Okay, there can be size of a list. Okay, there can be some memory of a list, some element count of a list, like 4 items, 5 items, like that. Size can be that how much space it is taking in memory, some things like that. Okay, so these are the characteristics. There can be name to a list. Or data type. There's no such thing as a data type, but imagine that, suppose we are in some other programming language where a list will also have a data type. A list can contain only string or only list or something like that. Okay, so these are the characteristics. Similarly, there is behavior, what a list can do, or what we can do with a list. What we can do, we can append. Okay, we can pop, we can delete, we can index, and we can do many other things also. Okay, so if we understand characteristics and behavior of everything, then we will be able to create it. Okay, so list is already created, I don't want to create it. Dictionary is already created, I don't want to create it, but I want to create a new entity or a new type in Python. Okay, so that type, say for example, I want to create a human. I want to create a human being. Or you can create maybe a phone inside Python. Or I want to create a house, or I want to create a pen. Whatever you want, you can create inside Python. Okay, now you will ask why we have to do this. What is the need? So don't worry about the need. Okay, need you will understand a little bit later. First, just understand how to do it. Then where it will be used and all that, it will come to you little bit later. Okay, so say for example, I want to create one human being inside Python. So I told you that if you want to create something inside Python, we need to observe what are the characteristics and what are the behavior. These two are very important things. Okay, so what can be characteristics of a human being? What can be characteristics of a human being? Can someone tell me? What can be characteristics of a human being? A human being can have a name, correct? Height, weight, Aadhaar card, Aadhaar number if he is Indian, nationality, religion. Okay, many things you can think of. Date of birth. Okay, what else? Color, not color. Gender, ethnicity. Many infinite things you can think of. Okay, but if I talk about behavior, what can be behavior? What we can do to a human being, or what human being can do. Okay, name, height, weight is property of a human being. Okay, it is what it has. A name, a human being will have a name, have a weight, have a sign, have an Aadhaar card, have a nationality, have a religion, have a gender. But what can a human do, or what we can do with human? For example, a human being can breathe. Okay, think of yourself as a god. Okay, God has created human being in real life, but we are creating human being in a programming language. So we are God. Okay, we have to design one human being. So how to design? So in order to design, we have to think that what this human being will have, what this human being will do. So a human being can breathe, human being can walk. Okay, what else can human being do? Suppose he can make friends. Suppose there is 3 behavior only. Okay, eat also. Human being can breathe, human being can walk, human being can make friends, and human being can eat. Okay, similarly in properties, I will add here friends also. A human being will have friends. Now human being will be friend with what? Human being will be friend with what? Human being will be friend with another friend, another human being only. Correct? For example, when we are working with a list, when you are doing integer, suppose if you are talking about integer, okay, so you are having one integer 5, and there is a behavior of integer that it can be added. So I can do 5 plus 10. So this 5 is also integer, 10 is also integer. So two integers are getting added and we are getting 15. This is also integer. So someone must have defined all this, right? Someone must have created an integer, because integer is something we study in math. All these things we studied in math school. Even before computer was invented, all these things were there. So somebody has taken this concept and they have implemented it in Python. Correct? So similarly, we are also doing the same thing. Okay. So we have understood some characteristics and we have understood some behavior. Okay. So now I want to create this inside Python. Okay. So here we have to understand one more thing. Okay. We have to understand one more thing. Okay. Okay. Now see, try to understand this. Okay. This is little bit, you have to focus what I'm trying to say. Try to understand. This much you guys understood, whatever I've shown till now. Okay. What I'm going to say now, you have to pay attention. Try to understand what I'm saying. Okay. Whenever you say talk about human being, whenever I say human being, okay, what actually is a human being? What actually it is? If you think about it, hard enough, okay, you will realize that human being is actually an idea, or you can say it is a design. Imagine that God was sitting and he was thinking that let me create human being. So first he must have thought of a design of a human being, that human being is going to look like this. He will have 2 eyes, he will have 1 nose, 2 genders, 2 legs, 2 hands. He will walk like this, jump like this, eat like this, breathe like this. So one design must have been created. Okay. After that, based on that design, God must have created human being. Okay. So he must have created, he thought that, okay, this design is ready. Now let me create one human being called as Rahul. And then let me create one more human being called as Prashant. Okay. And then let me create one more human being called as Manas. So he created 3 human beings. Okay. So this Rahul also we are calling as a human being. This Prashant is also we are calling as a human being. Manas also we are calling as a human being. But what actually is a human being? Human being is just the design. It is the idea. Okay. So we can say that Rahul is a human being, or Rahul is an example of a human being. Prashant is also one example of a human being. Manas is also one example of a human being. In programming words, we call this as an instance. Rahul, we'll say Rahul is an instance of a human being. Okay. Prashant is also one instance of a human being. Manas is also one instance of a human being, or example of a human being. Okay. And what is human being? Human being is the idea, it is the concept. So in Python, we call this concept as class. It is class. and this is called as instance. So you have to understand the difference between class and instance. If you understand this, then 60% of oops you have understood here itself. Okay, this idea, if you understand. Okay, many people don't understand this idea. What is class? Class is, you can say, this is the design or this is the blueprint. Now, on basis of this design, basis of this blueprint, when we are manufacturing something, that is called as an instance. Understood? Anubhav is saying car is class and features are instances. No. You want to take the car example. Okay. So let me take the car example. So if you talk about car is an idea. Or you can say it is a concept. Or you can say it is a blueprint. So imagine that you are owning a car factory. Okay. And you thought about building a car. So you will create the design of the car. Okay. That design is there on the paper. It is like a empty form. Or you can say it is just on paper. It is not actually a car. It is the idea of a car. Then you give that to the person who's manufacturing it on the shop floor, and that person is going to manufacture a car. Okay, so you will manufacture car 1, then you will manufacture car 2, then you will manufacture car 3. Okay, car 1 का नाम you are keeping as Honda City, car 2 का नाम you are putting as Hyundai Creta, and car 3 का नाम you are putting as Tata Nexon. Okay, so Honda City, Hyundai Creta, Tata Nexon, these are instance of a car. Now, what is car? Car is a class. It will contain the design. Based on the design, we are manufacturing some car. So when it is manufactured, then that time it is called as a instance of the class. For example, another example I'll give you. In Python, you think of list. List is an idea. It is a class. And then you're manufacturing some list. You're manufacturing some list. Suppose you're saying x is equal to 1, 2, and 3. Or suppose you can say that names is equal to, here you are writing Anubhav, Sania, and Utkarsh. Okay. So here list is an idea. And X and Y, X and names, these are what? These are instances. Someone is asking instance and object same hai. Instance is also an object. Now don't get into object. Okay. You can say that this is the object. X is an object. Okay. Names is also an object. You can say that. Technically in Python, everything is an object. Okay. So don't confuse between object and instance. Class is also an object and instance is also an object. Everything in Python is an object. So don't get into object. Try to differentiate between class and instance or instance of a class. Have you understood now? Guys, this idea, did you understand? Anyone did not understand this? Class and instance of a class. Okay, one more example I will give you. Suppose there is dictionary. So whoever created dictionary first created the design of a dictionary. What is the design of a dictionary? Design of a dictionary, he thought that, okay, in Python, when we will create dictionary, it will look like this. Okay, and there will be some key here. Okay, and there will be some value here. Okay, and in order to access, suppose this is X, if we want to access, then we will write like this. Okay, and all of this design someone has created. This is the design. Now, when I go and I start manufacturing using the design. I start creating the dictionary. So how will I create a dictionary? I'll say dictionary names is equal to, I'm creating this dictionary. So this is an actual dictionary. I'm saying here that Ashish and I'm writing here Delhi. And then I'm saying Sanya, and I'm saying Mumbai. Okay, so this is actually a dictionary. Names is a dictionary. This is, we can say names is a dictionary, or we'll say this is instance of a dictionary. What actually is a dictionary? Dictionary is the class. It is defined inside Python. Okay, we'll not see this class, but it is someone has defined it. So this is a built-in class, but we can create our own classes also. Okay, guys, class and idea of a class is understood. One more thing I told you. One more thing I told you here. I was talking about give me 1 second. Why it is saying storage is over? Whatever. Okay. I told you about when I was giving this example of human being, I told you there is characteristics and behavior. Okay. So this characteristic and behavior in Python, they have different names. Okay. They will have different names. So this characteristics, we will call it as, and we have behavior. Okay. This characteristics, we will call it as attributes or variables. And this behavior, we will call it as methods. Okay, this is methods, and this is nothing but these are functions only. When we will start doing it in Python, that time you will understand. These are methods, and characteristics are called as attributes or variable. Sometimes people will say variable. Sometimes people will say attribute for mix of characteristics and behavior also. Depends on person to person. Okay. Some places attributes they will say characteristic and behavior mila ke they say attributes. Sometimes only characteristics is attributes. Don't worry too much about this. Think of this as a variable. Okay, and this as methods. Okay, methods and variables. So whenever we create, suppose if we want to create, okay, so if we want to create human beings, what will be the steps? First we will create design. Design means class of human. Okay, this class will have two things. This class will have two things. One, it will have characteristics, whatever characteristics I want. Okay, and second will be behavior. Or in programming language, I can say that this will have some variables or some attributes, and this will have some methods. And based on this variable and methods or characteristics and behavior, I will design this human. Then I will create some human. Then second step will be that we'll say we will instantiate the class. We'll say instantiate the class, or we'll say create instances of the class. So once we create instance of the class, then instances will interact. Instances will interact or function. Okay, these three steps we will follow. Guys, did you understand till here? Theory part. Design and create a class of human with different attributes and methods. Shashwat, yes, correct. Anyone did not understand? Okay, so let us try to create this. Okay, I will create a new sheet now. This is too much now in this sheet. So I'll create a new sheet. Do we have time? It is 6 o'clock. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll create a class. Guys, can you see my screen clearly? We'll create a class.
Yes, sir.
Create a custom data type in Python called human. Okay, so I want to create one human now. So what is the first step that I told you? First we'll create the design. Create the blueprint for human. How will we create the blueprint for human? We'll add some variables which are characteristics. Okay, see this characteristics, and this is my way of explaining. There is no such thing as called characteristics in Python. It's just my way to make you understand about what we are doing. Actually, you will have variables and methods. Methods is behavior. Okay, again I will summarize one more thing. We'll add some variables. Then step 1, this is step 1. Then step 2, what we'll do, we'll create instance of class human. Okay, then step 3, the instances can function based on the variables and methods. Okay, this is the plan. So first, one basic thing we should do. After that, we'll see more things. Okay, so I want to create a custom data type called Python. So I will write the word class. Okay, class like this. Okay, I've written class. Now I'll say human. Now when you're writing classes, normally the class name should start with a capital letter. This is called as Pascal case. If I want to write human being, then we will write human being like this. This is a good convention. Now you can say that, sir, I don't want to write like this. I want to write like this. You can write like this also. You can write like this also. No problem. Okay. But it's a bad habit, bad manners. You should write like this. Human being. Okay. I will just call it human. Okay. Now what I have to do? I have to define some variables, or you can call it attributes. And we want to define some methods. Okay. So if I don't do anything, I'm just writing pass here. Okay. I'm just writing, I'm not doing anything here. I'm just writing pass. Okay. Which means I just created this human, but nothing I have done. Okay. I have not, the design is empty. That is fine. Design can be empty. Now I want to give birth to some humans. Okay. Some humans should be born. Once the design is complete, some human should be manufactured. Okay. So how to manufacture a human being? I can just say human 1 is equal to human. Like this. Okay. And I will manufacture one more. Let us just have one more human. So if you come here and if you say human 1, okay. So see, it is giving you this thing. What is this? This is nothing but this is giving you memory location where this human object has been stored. I am not very interested in the memory location. Fine, no problem. We'll see this memory location later. But interesting thing is that if you come here and if you do type, okay, what is this human? For example, if you do x is equal to 5, okay, then you do type of x. Type of x. Okay, so you are getting int. Why? Because this x is an integer. So you are getting int. If this was a 5.0, then you are getting float. No problem. Suppose if you do y is equal to true, okay, and if you come here and if you do y, this is bool. So int, bool, string, all of these are inbuilt Python data types. So you are getting that. Fine. But here I have created my own data type, which is called as human, and I have created one human here. So if I come here and if I do type of human, you see it is giving me human. If you can also print it, you can see it says it is class human. Okay. Similarly, if you print here, print type of 5, 6, you see it is saying class int. Class int. So int, I told you int is a class. And what is 6? 6 is an instance of that class int. Okay. In normal language, we'll say 6 is an integer. But in programming language, you can say 6 is an integer, but 6 is an instance of the class integer. Understood? Guys, are you following? Okay. So if you come here, you can see that I'm saying human is a type. This human 1 is a type of human. Okay. Now what to do? This much we have done, sir, but this human being is having nothing. So what you have done here? Nothing. This human being is empty. So fine, he's empty. Let us try to add something to this human being. Suppose I'm giving birth to one human being. He's called as, suppose, Tyler. Tyler is a human being. Tyler is being born. Okay. So human. Okay. So now what I want to give, Tyler should have a name. let us think of what variables or characteristics human will have. So what characteristics will be there? Suppose I will add name, and then what you want? Name and what else? Name, age. See, age will not be there because age is dynamic. Okay, so date of birth you can say. Okay, date of birth you can say, and gender you can say. Okay, let us add these three things. Fine, no problem. And then we can also say, let us also have friends. Like on Facebook, when we create, we'll have a friend list, right? Friend list. So similarly, in my imagination, when I create any human being, he will have a friend list by default. Address, whatever you want, you can add. Okay, variables, and then we can say methods, or you can say behavior. What this human being can do? What can they do? Tell me. They can eat, and they can walk, and they can make friends. So when you make friends, that person will be added to your friend list. Suppose I become friends with Prashant. So Prashant is in my friend list. I am in Prashant's friend list. Okay. So this much thing I want to have. More things you can add, whatever you want you can add, but this much we want to add. Is everyone on the same page as me? All of you are following me till now?
Yes,
Guys,
sir.
आगे बढ़े? Okay. So I've come here and you see what is happening. I've created this Tyler. Now what I can do here, I can say Tyler dot name is equal to, what should be Tyler's name? Tyler. Okay. Or I can say Tyler ka first name. Tyler ka first name is Tyler, and Tyler dot last name is equal to Durden. Okay. I've done this now. So now if I come and if I say Tyler dot first name, I'm getting Tyler. And if I say Tyler dot second name, sorry, last name, I'm getting Durden. Fine. This I created. Now I want to create one more human being, which will be Ashish. So Ashish is also one human being. Okay. Now I want to add one first name, last name, and then I also want to add what? What else was there? Name. So here let it be first name, and then it should be last name, and then date of birth. Suppose for now we'll not have date of birth. Okay. Gender and friends. Okay. So Tyler dot first name, Tyler dot last name, Tyler dot gender. What's the gender for Tyler? Suppose it is male. Okay. Then we have Tyler dot friends. Friend list, I will call it friend list. So friend list is nothing. It is empty. Okay. So this I have created Tyler and I've added some variables here. Okay. So similarly now Ashish is also one human being. So same thing I have to do for Ashish also. Okay. So this will be Ashish. What is Ashish Singh? Okay. Okay, male, and Ashish is also not having influence. We can run like this. Now I can come here and I can say Tyler dot first name, last name, Ashish dot friend list. It is empty. Fine, no problem. Now this is a very bad way of doing it. Okay. Now what we want is that all of you are here. We can assign all these things. We can also say that we can also add some method here. Okay. We can also add some behavior here. So we can say, we can come here and we can say that I want to add one method called walk. Okay, walk. Or let me not add anything here. We'll keep it for later. Okay, we'll see. Okay. Or let me add. देखते हैं, ठीक है? We'll say add def walk. Okay. I'm writing one word here which is self. Okay. Ignore that for now. I will explain it a little bit later. I'll print. See. I'll say I am walking. We also want one more method which is eat. Self. I'll print hello. I am eating. Okay. Now Tyler is a Tyler is a human, Ashish is a human, Tyler ka first name, last name, Ashish ka first name, last name, everything is good. I'll come here and I will say Ashish dot walk. So I have created Ashish as a human being. Now I am saying, Ashish, you should walk. So Ashish is saying that, okay, boss, you are saying, asking me to walk, I'll walk. Similarly, I can say Tyler dot eat. Okay, because I have created Tyler and I have enabled Tyler to eat. I can say Tyler. So it is saying, Tyler, hello, I am eating. Okay,
Sir, a
so
doubt
this,
is there.
huh,
So doubt is that when we define the characteristics, so you define the ASCII dot first name, dot last name. So these attributes, do we, yeah, whatever the variable, so can we define directly? Yeah, is it previously defined something, first name, last name, gender, friend list, everything? Should
I
we
didn't
define
understand.
previously? Yeah, can we directly make this particular variable created dynamically at the time of assign? How exactly?
Whichever way you
Like,
want. Here I'm doing dynamically.
yes, so first name, because this variable, ideally what happened that if this attribute characteristic present, then this name is coming. So you are assigning the creating a variable directly, right? By
I'm creating it
just
directly. I'm creating. Suppose I will create one more. Okay. So here I'm creating Prashant. Prashant is also a human being. Okay. But for Prashant, I have not given first name, last name. Correct? First name, last name is only there for Ashish and Tyler. So if I come here and if I say that, okay, give me for Prashant, give me first name. So what I will get an error. It is saying human object has no attribute first name. Because for Prashant, I have not given first name. Okay. So this way of doing, this is not the correct way of doing. I'm just showing you. We'll learn the correct way of doing. Okay. But here, this first name, last name, gender, and friend list, these are attributes, these are variables. And this walk and eat, these are behavior, or this is method. Till here, it is clear,
yes, sir.
all of you. Now, what I want to do, and this is very, very important concept, what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Please, all of you pay attention. All of you pay attention. Okay. What I want to do is that when I am creating this human being, Tyler, Ashish, Prashant, okay, I am creating and then one by one I am assigning first name, last name, gender, friend list. Again, first name, last name, gender, friend list. So I'm repeating the same thing again. If you remember, I told you, DRY, do not repeat yourself. We are doing the same thing again and again. That means it is a bad habit. Suppose here I make one typo mistake. Suppose here I do like this. Okay, my whole thing will be gone, will go to dustbin. Okay, so what I want to do is whenever I'm creating this human being, at that time itself, I want to create it in such a way that I should have like this. Tyler, I'll say human. While creating human itself, I'll say that the first name will be Tyler and the last name will be equal to Durden. I want to create like this. While creating itself, I want to give, basically when the child is being born, child is being manufactured, or the car is being manufactured, that time itself I want to put the name and I want to put the gender and I want to put friend list, etc., whatever I want. That is what I want to do. So if I want to create Ashish, okay, I will say Ashish is a human and the first name will be Ashish and last name will be equal to Singh. Okay. Or guys, pay attention. Okay. I'm again telling you, pay attention. Okay. This is very critical. Basically, I want this code, whatever this code is there, whatever I'm highlighting, I want this code to run whenever I am creating this Tyler or Ashish or Prashant. Okay. Whenever I'm creating Tyler, I want this code to run. Whenever I'm creating Ashish, I want this code to run. Whenever I'm creating Prashant, again, I will want the corresponding code to run like this. Like this. Okay. Here there will be Prashant. Okay. Prashant ka second name is Raj. So this will become Raj like this. Okay. So what I will do, I will come here and I will define one method. Okay. Here. And this is called as this is a special method. This is also called as a init method, or you can say this is also something like a constructor. Now in constructor in class ka matlab, it means something that creates the object. Okay, for example, here I have created this Tyler, Ashish, Prashant, or you can say that this method, whatever I write here, it's called init method, like this. How I have written here, this is double underscore, 1 underscore 2 underscore, then I and it init, then 1 underscore 2 underscore. This is called as dunder init. Dunder means double underscore. In short, we will call it dunder. Okay, this is called as dunder init method, or simply you can call it as a init method. Okay, init method, and I will say self. Okay, init method. Okay, and I will say that whatever I am writing inside this function will be executed when the class is instantiated. Whenever I instantiate the class, this method is going to run. Okay, so when this method is, so what do I want? I want, my objective is that whenever I create this instance, I want this block of code to run. So I'll copy this block of code here and I will put it here. Understood? But this is not for Tyler. I don't want this code to run only for Tyler. I want this code to run for Tyler when Tyler is being created. I want this code to run for Ashish. It should become like this. Ashish, when I'm calling this function for Ashish, when I'm creating Ashish, when I'm creating Prashant, that time it should run like this. Okay, so this Prashant, Ashish, Tyler, these are instances of the class, correct? So that I want to represent here using a common name. That common name is called as self. Okay, self means which instance is in question. So if I'm saying Tyler, then self here becomes Tyler. When I'm talking about Prashant, then this self will become Prashant. So this self is an indicator of which instance we are dealing with. Okay, so here I will write here, self indicates the instance in question. All of you are understanding? Okay, and here I will pass this self. Okay, this method. And here I will say, I don't want this Tyler here. I don't want Tyler. I want name. I want first name. Okay, and I don't want Durden here. I want last name. And I don't want gender here. I want gender here like this. Okay, gender I can by default I can say none. Fine. Okay, and then I want a friend list. Friend list also equal to none. By default gender will be none, friend list will be none, but first name and last name has to be there. So this first name, okay, let me not call it first name, you will get confused. So let me call it F name and L name. Okay, so that you know that this first name and this first name are different. This first name is the attribute for the instance, and this is just a value I'm passing in the function. So here I will come and here I will just say F name, and here I will come and I will say L name, and here I will come and say gender, and here I will come and say friend list. Okay, I will say friend list if friend list, else I'll make it empty list. Okay, guys, this part, did you understand what I have done here? I will explain it one more time or two more times. I know that 50% of you did not understand, but is there anyone who understood? Can someone explain what I have done here to me? Or if someone has completely not understood, tell me. I will wait for some time here.
So basically, you are creating a class of initialization. So whenever we call this function, so my first time, anytime when this classes will be called. So first of all, this init class will be by default will be executed, and we will pass some parameters so that whatever the parameter is passed, let's say create an instance of Prashant, and you pass this parameter, so Prashant will automatically get all these properties. And afterwards, if after creating an instance, we call the particular function, then using this walk and we can call it. So init class will be always executed first time when we create a class, and then we assign the value.
So to prove that, I can also write print statement here. I will say human is being created. Who did not understand?
Sir, just one thing.
Hmm.
In the parameters of your constructor, you've given none as a default value to friend list.
Hmm.
But if that is already there, then why do you have to give empty list in the definition of friend list?
Because I want default friend list to be empty list, not none.
So you can give this empty list in the parameter itself, right?
No, that's a bad. You cannot do that. Means you can do that, but it's a bad habit. You are saying I will pass like this.
Yeah, by default.
So you should not do that.
Okay.
In a function parameter, default
Mhm.
value should not be a mutable entity.
Okay.
Okay. Why it should not be, that question is out of scope right now.
Mhm.
But default parameter for any function should not be mutable entity. It should not be a list or a dictionary. You can pass a tuple or something like that.
Okay.
So that's why I'm giving none. If it is none, then I'm converting it to an empty list inside. But here I'm not passing empty list.
Okay.
One more question, sir, is here when you're passing the value of none here. So if so by default is a none, whatever the initialization my first time of this when we create one instance, like let's say Prashant. So by default, the gender and friend list will be always getting a none value, right? Even though if we pass a parameter, can we pass a parameter if the gender is called
You
and
can
friend
pass
list?
parameter. Function may what happens? If you pass something, it will take that value. If you don't pass anything, it will take the default value.
Okay.
That is function. See, init is ultimately it is a function. My focus is on, did you understand this self? Is there anyone who did not understand out of 29 people? Is there anyone who did not understand till here? If you did not understand this, then it will be a little bit problematic for you going forward. This is a critical thing to understand. Shashwat is saying, please explain one more time, not completely. Shashwat, can you tell me which part you did not understand? Can you explain self? I will explain one more time. Anyways, I will explain. But if you tell me what did you not understand, I will get some understanding. Divyanshu, can you tell me what you understood that you tell me? Don't worry. I will explain one more time, two more times, how much ever times it's needed. Self and init are not clear. Achha.
Sir, hello.
Tell me.
Yes, sir. Actually, here self you have defined inside the method, right? Init method.
Hmm.
So self, if, for example, if we are not defining the self here inside the init parameter, like init method, that time what happened? Like it can able to take it by default, like as per Java, like this parameter.
Suppose you are saying inside, outside, you are saying I will put here.
Yes.
So here, if you put, suppose I'm putting first name here as, suppose I'm putting Rahul. Okay. And I'm putting last name as Sharma. And I'm not having this init method, for example. Okay.
Okay. I understood until this. Actually, like here self keyboard, right?
Understood.
Here we have
Wait. It's for everyone. Everyone will understand. See, this, what I've done, I've taken this human. I'm saying first name and last name is going to be Rahul and Sharma. Okay. Now, if I come here and if I run this code, okay, and if I come here and if I say that Tyler dot first name it is Rahul. Okay. And if I say that Ashish dot first name, that is also Rahul. And if I say Prashant dot first name, then that is also Rahul. See, I don't want Rahul to be everybody's name.
Okay.
I want Tyler to have its own first name. Ashish should have its own first name. Prashant should have its own first name. Okay. So that's why I'm not doing. So this is called as a class variable. Okay. This is called as a class variable. Class variable will belong to everyone in the class. I will come to this later. Class variable, instance variable. Okay. Divyanshu is asking why. What do you mean why? Okay. You see here. Okay.
Class
So
variable in the sense of like static variable, right? Static.
no, not static. Static is not a term for variable. We call it class variable, instance variable. See,
Okay.
what is this init? Understand what is this init doing? Okay, one more time I'm explaining. Okay, what is this init method doing? Understand only init. The purpose of init is to run. Purpose of init is to run whatever this code is there inside this, or this function will execute it whenever we are creating an object or creating an instance of this class human. Suppose I'm not doing any of this. I'm just printing human is being created. Okay, I'm only writing this much. Suppose this init method I'm removing. I'm writing another init method. Init method, I'm saying self. And I'm just printing this much. So now what will happen? What does this init method mean? This init method means that whenever I create suppose Tyler is equal to human. So whatever is written inside this init method, or basically this init method, will be executed whenever I create any instance of this class human. So if I done this, you see why it did not print. I did not run this or what? See, it is saying human is being created. If I create another human being, suppose I say Ashish, suppose I say Gaurav. Gaurav is a human. If I run this, it will say human is being created. So whenever I create this function is being called. Okay. Now, what is the purpose of this init? The purpose of this init function is that I know that one function can be run whenever I'm creating this instance. Now, what I want out of this init method, how I want it to behave. Okay. I want that whenever this init method is being called, I want Tyler dot name should be something. Suppose Tyler. And Tyler dot gender should become male. This I want. Okay. At the time of creation, you can alternately, I can do it like this. No problem. If that does not work, then alternately I can come here and I can do a Tyler dot name is equal to Tyler. Okay. Tyler dot gender is equal to male. This I can do and this will work. But I don't want to do like this. I want this to happen automatically. Okay. You see, earlier I was doing like this. Tyler dot first name, Tyler dot last name, Tyler dot gender, Tyler dot friend list. Okay. Similarly for Ashish, similarly for Prashant. So every time I have to write all this code. I don't want to do all this. Don't want to repeat the same code again and again. I want to automate it. Shashwat is saying, sir, for the current init method, do we still need something? Do we still need the self, or as it is just printing something? No, we need the self. Why it needs the self? It's a very good question you are asking. Okay. It's a very good question. I will explain that little bit later. Why self is needed here? But yes, self is needed. If you don't pass self here, okay, what happens is when you create this human here, okay, you will get little bit confused by this. That's why I don't want to answer it. But whenever we create this human here, okay, by default, this Tyler is being passed here. Okay, by default, it is hidden, but it is being passed. So if I don't run this, suppose if I remove init here, self here, suppose I removed self here, see what error I will get. Pay attention to this error. Okay. See, it is saying human init takes 0 positional argument, but 1 was given. What it is saying? It is saying that the function is not accepting any arguments, which is correct because here I am not accepting any arguments and here I am not passing any arguments. So why Python is feeling problematic? What it is saying? It is accepting 0 positional arguments, but 1 was given. 1 was given, but I have not passed anything. Then why Python is saying 1 was given? Where 1 was given? So here by default, actually Python is passing this Tyler. Okay. That Tyler only is being received here as self. Okay. Then whatever you want to do to Tyler, you can do that using this self here. So self here representing Tyler. Self here is nothing but Tyler. So what I want to do, I want to put Tyler name and Tyler gender. So I will take this and I will come here. Okay. And I will say Tyler dot name, Tyler dot gender, but Tyler here is not Tyler. Tyler is self. Okay. So self dot name, self dot gender is equal to Tyler and male. Now I don't want to put Tyler and male. I want to put, let me put this much. Okay. I've run this code. Okay. Now if I come here and if I run this, okay, you see I have not run this code. I'm not running this code. Still, if I come here and if I do Tyler dot name, you see it is Tyler. And if I say Tyler dot gender, it is male. Suppose I create one more human being. Suppose I put Ashish is equal to human. Now if I come and if I say Ashish dot name, you see Ashish dot name is also Tyler. Why? Because here I have put Tyler. So when I do Ashish dot name, when I do Ashish dot human, here self has become Ashish and Ashish dot name has become Tyler, Ashish dot gender has become male. But here I don't want Tyler and male for everyone. I want custom name. So here I will take custom name and I will take custom gender. And at the time of creating this, here I will pass, you see, Tyler. And here I will say gender is equal to male. Similarly for Ashish, I will say name is equal to Ashish and suppose we'll make Ashish female. Okay. So female. See what happened. Name. I did not run the code. That's why. Okay. So you see now if I come here, if I see, suppose I will say Tyler, not Tyler. I will say Tyler Durden. Whatever I will pass. And for Ashish, I will say Ashish Singh. Now you see, I have just created the instance. I have not done anything else. But Ashish dot Tyler dot name is equal to Tyler Durden. Tyler dot gender is equal to male. This code has already run here. This code has already run. Here I need to put name, sorry. And here I have to put gender. Okay. Now if I run this, and now if I come here, if you see Tyler dot name, you see Tyler Durden. If I do Ashish dot name, it is Ashish Singh. Suppose I create one more. Suppose I say Sania is equal to human and Sania's name is Sania and gender is equal to gender is equal to female. Okay. So you see 3 times I have created this human. So 3 times this print statement has come. And if I come here and if I say Sania dot name, you say it is Sania. All of you understood the meaning of self? Anyone did not understand now? Okay. Now similarly, when we do walk, you see, if you have noticed, if you come here and if I say, for example, if I say Ashish dot walk, okay, if I do Ashish dot walk, you see it will come I am walking. But here when we see I'm seeing this walk, here I am giving self, but here I'm not passing anything. So how is this working? It should give error, but it is not giving error because by default here Ashish is being passed. It is hidden. So there is an alternate syntax to it. It is actually alternate syntax to it. It is actually like this: human dot walk, and who should walk? Ashish should walk. Okay, this is one way of writing. Okay, this way of writing is only alternatively written like this. So if you see like this here, this will become clear. Here self is equal to Ashish. Actually, this is like this. If you write like this, then it becomes clear. Okay, so human should eat. Who should eat? Okay, so I'll say that Tyler should eat. Okay, so you see. All of you understood? Who did not understand? Raise your hand. Okay. Guys, I can only explain it if you tell me that you have not understood. Okay. Later on, please don't tell me. Once we have moved ahead, then please don't tell me that what is the meaning of self and why you are writing like that. Don't tell me later. I've asked multiple times. Okay. Chalo, we'll move ahead. Okay. Init method is clear. Init method is clear. Some methods also. So this init method I'm removing and I'm activating this init method. Okay. Now let us talk about, we have done so much work. We'll talk about attributes. Attributes are what? There are two types of attributes. One is called as a class attribute, and one is called as a instance attribute. Okay, and when we talk about methods, we have three types of methods. One is class method, the first is instance method, then we have class method, and then we have static method. So the method that we have seen right now, that is called as instance method, because it is working on the instance. And the variables that we have seen, those are instance attributes. We have not seen class attribute, we have not seen class method, static method. Okay, we will see it little bit later, but these are the things that we will cover. Shashwat is asking, sir, when we got the type of instance, it gave dunder main instead of dunder init. So what is the difference there? Type of the instance, dunder main, dunder init. Kahan pe? Suppose you are saying this is Ashish, and if I do a type, you are saying this one. Ignore that for now. You're saying this one. This is basically saying that this human is existing in the Python script that we are working on. Okay, but this int if I do, suppose if I do type 5. Okay, it is just giving class int. Okay, but this is giving main. So this main basically is representing the file on which we are working. Okay, that is what it is. Why it should give init? It should not give init. Init is just a method. This human being is defined inside our Python script. That's why it is saying that it is class main.human, because main is the module inside which we have defined this human. If you go to some other Python script, that Python script will not know what is human being. Correct. But int will be there because int is global. Okay, let us take some other example. Okay, we'll create one class called employee, or we'll create one class called student. Okay, or let us do something more with this human class. Okay, let us do something more with this human class. Okay, we have created, I will delete all this. Okay, we have defined some methods and we have defined some things here. Okay, what more we want to do? Tell me what we should do with this human. Suppose I want to add one functionality where two humans can become friends. Okay, I want to do that. Suppose I'm creating, I'll take this one I've taken. Okay, let me not have first name and all. I'll just have name. Okay, 2 times name we'll have to type, so that's why I'm removing this. We'll just have name, gender, and friend list. Name, gender, and friend list. Okay, this we are having. And I will take from here. Now see, now we have created this human being. Okay, now it is your imagination what you want to do, whatever you want to do. So you guys can tell me that what we should do with this, and we can try to implement it. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that we can add date of birth and calculate age. That is one thing we can do, calculate age. Okay, give me some ideas, things to do. See, by doing only we will understand. Okay, I don't want to just keep talking theory. If we do it, then we will understand in the process of doing it. Okay, I want to make friends. Okay, two human beings can become friends. Now Shashwat is saying that allow human being to vote. See, if you vote, then what will happen after that? You can vote, but what is the functionality behind voting? For that, you have to have a concept of election. So you have to create election also. Then you have to have your party. You have to create one political party also. So many things will happen. Okay, we can say that human beings can marry. Okay, so if they are marrying, human beings can have spouse and children. Correct? What else? Guys, come on, help a little bit. Participate. Otherwise, I can simply just teach and I can move ahead. But I want you guys to actually understand. So, human beings can marry, spouse and children is added, giving birth. What else? They can go to school. Okay, or you can say they can work in a company. They can work in a company. So we'll have to create a company also. Okay, so company will have some employees like that, you can think. Okay, so two people can be colleagues. Two humans can be colleagues. Let us do few things here and then we'll move ahead. Okay, this much I think if we do this much, then we can understand. So first we will do make friends. Okay, we'll do make friends. So make friends, what will happen when we make friends? Def, we can say that add friend. Okay, so when we add friend, what will happen? What will happen when we add friend? Suppose you are having one person called Rahul and you are having another person called Tyler. Okay, now Rahul and Tyler I want to make as a friend. Okay, so what will I say? I will say, correct, so I will say Rahul dot add friend. Okay, and here I will pass Tyler, which means Rahul is being added as a friend to Tyler. Now depends on you whether you want to add Rahul to Tyler's friend, and then Tyler should also do add friend Rahul. Then Tyler ka friend list mein Rahul can come. Or you can say that when Rahul is being added to Tyler, so Rahul is becoming friend of Tyler and Tyler is becoming friend of Rahul. The behavior is up to you how you want. In Facebook, when we send a friend request, okay, if the person accepts, then both people become friends of each other. But in Instagram, if you send a follow request, if I am sending follow request to Ashish, then I am becoming Ashish's follower, but Ashish is not becoming my follower. For that, Ashish has to send a follow request to me. Correct. So it depends how you want to design this. We can make it mutual. Okay, it's up to you. Okay. So what I'm going to show you, this is also example of composition. This is called as composition in OOPS. Now, when you're learning about OOPS, you will hear a lot of different terms. Okay. Pillars of OOPS. So I didn't want to discuss these pillars, but we will discuss it. So inheritance, then we have polymorphism, then we have encapsulation, and then we have abstraction. These are the four pillars. So we'll discuss about these four pillars, but for now we'll just using examples we'll do this. Okay, so I want to add friend. So what will I do here? See, I'll say add friend to some person and I will pass another person. So another person, another human. Okay, so here you can do some type hint. You can say this is going to be human, like this you can say, or you can skip this also, no problem if you're confused. Okay, now what I should do? Add friend, what logic will be there? That friend will be added to our friend list and similarly for that person. Yes, so you're right. So we'll say that self dot friend list dot append human. Okay, and human dot friend list dot append self. This you understood? This line? And then I will print. I will say F. I'll say self dot name and human dot name are now friends. Okay, can I run this now? Can I run this now? And now can I add some friends? Can I say that Tyler and Ashish I want to make as a friend? So I can say Tyler dot name is Tyler Durden, fine, and Ashish dot name is Ashish Singh, fine. Now I want to say that Tyler dot make friends. What happened? Add friend. Okay. Add friend, and who should be added? Tyler, Ashish. You see here again. Here I am having self and human, but here I am passing only one, Ashish. Keep this in mind. Okay. Here Tyler is being added automatically, which Python is hiding from us. Okay. Alternatively, you can also write it like this: human dot add friend, and here you can say self is equal to Tyler and human is equal to Ashish. You can also write like this. Okay. But alternatively, this human here, if you make it Tyler, then automatically this self Tyler is taken care of. You can remove like this. So you can write like this. Okay. So this is, I'll just keep it. Tyler dot add friend Ashish. So I can write here, and it is saying Tyler Durden and Ashish Singh are now friends. How can we verify it? We can say Tyler dot friend list. You see here I am getting a memory location of Ashish. Okay. So if you do Ashish, you can see 112F98690, 112F98690. Now this is not very good. This is not very good. Why? Because I want to see Tyler friend list. I want to see here Ashish. I don't want to see the memory location. So this problem we will solve. But you can see that people are now added in the friend list. Similarly, if I do Ashish dot friend list, okay, if I do this, you can see here I'm getting one memory location. This memory location is for Tyler. So if I do Tyler, you can see 9940, 9940. Guys, did you understand what I've done? This is a list. Here you can also play around with this list. You can come here, say Tyler.friend list, you can say 0. So this is actually nothing but this is Ashish. So here you can come and if you do dot name, you'll get Ashish. Okay. But I want to have a good representation of this. Okay. So what I can do is that you see what I'm trying to do here. So suppose you are having a dictionary. You create a dictionary like this. Okay. So when you print this X, it comes in a certain format, right? Or if you just write X also, it is coming in a certain format. This format, like, it is not giving you the memory location of X. It is actually showing you what is X. Are you understanding? So similarly, for my object also, this human and Tyler and Durden, I want to add some representation. For example, when you do print a list, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So when you print it or you just write 1, 2, 3, it is not giving you the memory location of this list. It is actually printing and showing you, right? In a nice, very nice way in which you can read. So similarly, I also want to do it. Print directly give that, sir. No, print will not give you that because print does not know what to do. What will it print? You only think that if I just say print Tyler, suppose if I'm saying print Tyler. So what are you expecting? How will Python know what to print? Are you getting it? What will Python print? Python does not know what to print. So Python will by default just printing. You can print that, but I don't want to print Tyler.friendlist.0.name. I want to print the friend list itself nicely. Okay. So suppose what I will do, I will add one method here. Which is a special magic method. It is called as str method. So str method basically lets us define what will happen, what to return when the instance is printed or string form. So in string form, I can return some string. So I will return self.name If it is not there, then it will return the memory address. That is looking very ugly. So I don't want that. I will say this self.name and I will add self.gender. So it will come like Tyler Durden male, something like that. Okay. You can do whatever you want. Self.gender. Okay. I will do this. Now, if you see, if I come here and if I print Tyler, okay. And now if I come and just do Tyler, if I just do print, you see, this is the representation. Okay. If I don't have this string method, then if you print, it will give me the memory location of it. So I don't want memory location. I want some nice representation. Okay. So you can see here, I'm doing this. Now, if I do like this, suppose if I say come here and if I say Tyler and Ashish, I'm creating a list. Okay. In this list, I'm having Tyler and Ashish. Okay. And I'm saying list of humans. Now, if I come here and if I print list of humans, you see, I'm again getting memory address like this. So this is because I don't have any representation. How to represent Tyler? Okay. So I can come here and I can add one more magic method. Why magic method? These are called as magic methods, or you can also call it dunder methods. So you are having one dunder method here, dunder in it. This is called as dunder str or dunder repr. This is called as representation. Okay. This is representation of the instance. So normally when you just want to see what the instance is, what to return. So here I can just say self.name. Okay. And here I can add one bracket like this just to distinguish it. Like this name, I will say name like this. And I will say gender like this. So you see now what I've done. If I come here, if you do print Tyler, this is showing this. If I just write Tyler like that, what happened? I did not run it. You see, it is giving me like this. You can also add something, maybe one pipe you can add here. Can you see? Can you see what I mean by representation? This is the representation. Now, if I do list of humans, you see how it is coming. This is Tyler and this is Ashish. Now, this is too much. I don't want to have this much. So I'll just not have this. I will just have simple name only. We'll just have that much. This one. Or I will add bracket. Bracket is nice. Guys, are you following? Tired? Guys, there's some response, please. Okay. Now you can see if I now see Ashish dot friend list. See now you can see how it is coming right now. Now if I do this, you'll see Tyler Durden male. Now Tyler ka friend list Ashish male. For some reason we have made Ashish as a female. Okay. Now you can see if I do print, I'm getting this. Okay. Now one more human we have Sania. So suppose I want to add some more people. Suppose I want to add Nagesh also. So I will add Nagesh as human. Let's say name is equal to Nagesh and gender is equal to male. Okay. Now I want to add Nagesh and Ashish to be friends. So I can say Ashish dot add friend and I will say Nagesh. Okay. Ashish Singh and Nagesh are now friends. Now if I go to Nagesh dot friend list, you can see Ashish. And if I go to Ashish, or I can just say like this also Nagesh dot friend list. Okay. If I do 0, this is Ashish and Ashish dot friend list. Only Nagesh is there, right? We had created more, no? See, Tyler and Nagesh, both are friends for Ashish. Guys, any questions? Should we stop today? Are you guys fed up? No response. Okay, guys, we'll stop for today. We'll stop for today, and we'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll learn little bit more about OOPS, and we'll do little bit of practice. Okay. Anyone has any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, class is over. I'll wait for 5 more minutes till 7 o'clock.
So what is tomorrow agenda, sir?
Tomorrow's agenda we'll see tomorrow. OOPS will continue. We'll learn more about OOPS.
Okay, sure.
The Dunder REPR is using the self created at the time of instantiation, which is automatically created. Like you told us that Tyler is being passed automatically as the parameter. I didn't understand. त्रिपाठी जी क्या बोल रहे हैं? समझा दीजिए क्वेश्चन में, समझा नहीं.
Sir, you told us giving the example कि एक पैरामीटर ऑलरेडी पास हो रहा था ना, जब मैंने वो वाला सेल्फ वाला क्वेश्चन पूछा था.
एक मिनट
तो
एक मिनट में म्यूट कर रहा हूँ, फिर अनम्यूट हो जाना. हाँ, अब बताइए.
सर जब सेल्फ वाला मैंने डाउट पूछा था आपसे, तो आपने ये बोला था ना रन करके दिखाया था, उसमें एक आर्ग्यूमेंट पास हो रहा था, मतलब एक पैरामीटर पास हो रहा था.
ठीक है.
तो वही सेल्फ वाला वैल्यू जो क्रिएट हो रहा है वही आरईपीआर डंडर यूज कर रहा है ना, तो उसको.
हाँ, सेल्फ क्या ले रहा है? सेल्फ ले रहा है टाइलर को या आशीष को. ठीक है. और ये स्ट्रिंग मेथड बस ये बता रहा है कि उस जो भी ऑब्जेक्ट हमने बनाया, एक ऑब्जेक्ट हमने बनाया आशीष, ठीक है, उस ऑब्जेक्ट का स्ट्रिंग रिप्रेजेंटेशन क्या होगा, या जब उस चीज को हम प्रिंट करेंगे तो हमें क्या मिलना चाहिए. इस स्ट्रिंग का बस वो काम है. सपोज जैसे आपने एक लिस्ट बना दिया, ठीक है, 1 2 3, ठीक है, ये आपने बना दिया, अच्छी बात है. अब जब आप सिर्फ यहां पे प्रिंट करोगे, प्रिंट मार्क्स करोगे, तो आपको क्या मिलना चाहिए?
सर एक लिस्ट मिलेगी 1 2 3.
हाँ, लिस्ट मिलेगी, लेकिन वो लिस्ट कैसे मिलेगी?
सर डायरेक्टली वैल्यूज क्रिएटेड होंगे कॉमा से, और ऐसे ही स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स में मिलेगा.
स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स मिलेगा, तो किसी ने वो डिफाइन किया ना कि जब मैं प्रिंट करूंगा तो मुझे क्या मिलेगा. सपोज मैंने यहाँ पे डिक्ट बना दिया, डिक्शनरी बना दी, ठीक है, और यहाँ पे मैंने लिस्ट ऑफ टपल डाल दिया, 1 2 लिस्ट ऑफ टपल डाल दिया, और 4 5. सपोज ये मैंने डिक्शनरी बना दी. अब इस डिक्शनरी को जब मैं प्रिंट करूंगा तो मुझे क्या मिलेगा? मुझे ऐसे ब्रैकेट्स मिलेंगे,
सर की वैल्यू पेयर में
ऐसे ब्रैकेट्स मिलेंगे, 1 2 4 5, ऐसा मिलेगा. करेक्ट.
यस सर.
ऐसा भी मिल सकता था, 1 2 4 5, ऐसा भी मिल सकता था, है ना. किसी ने ये डिसाइड किया कि ऐसा दिखना चाहिए, ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं दिखना चाहिए, स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट ही रहेगा. ऐसा भी दिख सकता था, ये ब्रैकेट भी हो सकता था, या कोई दूसरा ब्रैकेट भी हो सकता था. ठीक है. तो किसी ने वो डिसाइड किया. तो वैसे ही हमने जब अपना क्लास ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया तो हमने भी डिसाइड किया कि इसको जब प्रिंट करेंगे तो क्या प्रिंट होना चाहिए, है ना. अब ये इसको मैं प्रिंट कर रहा हूं तो ऐसे प्रिंट हो रहा है. तो वैसे ही जब मैं आशीष को प्रिंट कर रहा हूं, है ना, तो क्या प्रिंट होना चाहिए यहाँ पे. तो मैंने ये डिसाइड किया कि उसका जो भी नेम होगा और उसका जो भी जेंडर होगा, ऐसे ब्रैकेट में मैं ऐसे करके प्रिंट करूंगा. ऐसे मैंने कर दिया. आप चाहे तो इसको कुछ और तरीके से भी प्रिंट कर सकते हो. तो एसटीआर सिर्फ उसका स्ट्रिंग रिप्रेजेंटेशन बताता है कि जो भी ऑब्जेक्ट है उसका स्ट्रिंग रिप्रेजेंटेशन क्या होगा. वो आप मर्जी चाहे जो भी वहां डाल लो. और आरईपीआर उसका जनरल रिप्रेजेंटेशन बताता है. ये जनरली इंटरनल कोडिंग जो प्रोग्रामर होता है वो इसको यूज करेगा. स्ट्रिंग जनरली यूजर भी देखता है. दोनों क्लोज इनफ कॉन्सेप्ट्स है, बट चाहो तो आप दोनों को सेम भी रख सकते हो, चाहो तो दोनों को अलग भी रख सकते हो, वो आपकी मर्जी. ठीक है. तो जब आपने सेल्फ ले लिया, तो जब भी हम ऑब्जेक्ट को प्रिंट कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि वो ह्यूमन है तो उसका नाम प्रिंट कर रहे हैं. आप नाम के बजाय यहाँ पे एज प्रिंट करना चाहो तो एज भी प्रिंट कर सकते हो. तो जब आपके पास सेल्फ है तो सेल्फ यानी वो ऑब्जेक्ट है, उस ऑब्जेक्ट का सारा एट्रीब्यूट सब आप एक्सेस कर सकते हो. आपको जो मर्जी वो एक्सेस कर लो. समझ
सर
में आया
इसमें,
क्या?
हाँ सर ये क्लियर हो गया सर। एक और डाउट था इसमें, जैसे हमने अब इनिशियली सर जब हमने डंडर और डंडर आरईपीआर नहीं डिफाइन किया था, तो वो डायरेक्टली मेमोरी लोकेशन दे रहा था जब आपने एक्सेस करा था। तो सर अब जैसे मान लीजिए हमें मेमोरी लोकेशन चाहिए होगा और हमने अब ये दोनों चीजें हमने चेंज कर दी हैं, तो अगर हम
मेमोरी मिल
अब,
जाएगा आपको, मेमोरी मिल जाएगा आपको, होता है एक, अभी मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा, लेकिन मेमोरी आपको चाहिए तो मिल जाएगा वो। आईडी आप करोगे शायद, तो ये मेमोरी आपको मिल जाएगा यहाँ पर।
ठीक है सर।
ये वही मेमोरी है क्या? एक बार वेरीफाई कर लेता हूँ, रुक जाओ। अगर ये नहीं भी होगा तो होगा कुछ दूसरा। 112 DDF, नहीं ये नहीं है। उसका होता है एक मेमोरी लोकेशन, मैं बता दूंगा बाद में, अभी मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है, लेकिन वो आपको मेमोरी लोकेशन चाहिए तो मिल जाएगा आपको। लेकिन मेमोरी लोकेशन आपको कभी चाहिए नहीं होगा,
ठीक है।
लेकिन चाहिए तो मिल जाता है, अभी मुझे याद नहीं है कैसे मिलता है।
इनिशियली सर जब क्लास हमने डिफाइन करा है और हमने अगर डंडर एसटीआर और डंडर आरईपीआर नहीं दिया है, इट विल डायरेक्टली गिव अस द मेमोरी लोकेशन
हम्म
until we explicitly define it.
हम्म
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
किसी को और कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है? नो वन हैज एनी क्वेश्चन और डाउट? स्ट्रेंज। Okay guys, then we will stop here and we'll continue tomorrow same time. Okay, tomorrow morning is Sunday. If you have time, go through the video one more time. Okay, okay, and practice previous concepts also. Okay, my YouTube channel also I have given you, you can refer that also. Whatever I'm teaching you, same thing is there also. You can watch there also, assignments and everything is uploaded. Okay, but please practice it. One or two classes more, after that we will start with some concepts I've left, those concepts we will cover, then we'll start with DSA. Okay, thank you guys, I'm ending the session for today. Bye, good night, bye, take care.